All right, here we go. Terrance Gangsta Wlliams. Welcome back to VladTV.
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course, man, of course. First of all, I never asked you, why the name OG Giggity?
Giggity come, remember Spice One, that Giggity Giggity Gangsta? Giggity?
Yeah.
So I was in a project and the guy, OG Booby, black, he be with Kevin Gates, he just put his documentary out. I'm coming on Magnolia Street up 6 corners, man, and he was like, Giggity, and everybody was laughing. I say, what that mean? I got upset, because I'm like, man, you playing with me? So it was like, man, from the Spice One and so on, Giggity Giggity again. Like, oh, all right, that's cool, I like that. So they always used to call me Giggity, like the people inside the project who really knew me was calling me Giggity from, the spinoff from Gangsta. Since I've been home, everybody be with this title, oh, OG this, OG that, so I was with OG Giggity. So I just took it right with it like that.
Okay. Have you heard, I remember after our first interview, a lot of people said that you look like Manny Fresh.
I get that all the time.
All the time.
One person had a nerve to tell me, is that Manny Fresh daddy? I said, hold up, Fresh look older than me. Talking about I'm his pa. No, but I get that all the time, Vlad.
Really?
Yes, all the time. Everybody say that.
I see someone on Twitter call you Manny Stale.
Oh, yeah? They did me that? See, I don't know how to work Twitter. I got to get on Twitter now.
Okay.
I got to go on Twitter.
You got to respond to the trolls, man.
Yeah, of course. I love them. They keep me going.
But there's no family in common or nothing?
No.
None?
No, none at all.
Y'all do kind of look alike, though.
Everybody tell us that. Well, I hope that could work for me in certain area. I'm fresh. Let me come on in here.
There you go.
In here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what's happening right now, because, you talk about a lot of stuff on our YouTube channel. And congrats. I've seen it building up. I've seen some big clips out there.
Yes, thank you,
man. Congrats. And you're taking it seriously. You're dropping content like pretty much every day.
Yes, yes.
And that's the way to really build your content.
I appreciate that,
build your subscribers and everything else like that. So congrats on that.
Yeah.
And this hits kind of close to home in terms of Louisiana, NBA Youngboy.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Hit with 63 charges. When you heard about that, what'd you think?
All that he did was took one act he did on numerous occasions and just bunched it all together.
Because it was multiple times,
Right.
63 times.
Right.
And he was getting girls to do it and stuff like that.
Right.
He was recruiting people, so that's kind of a... I see what you're saying, though. It's almost like one crime.
And then y'all just... you did it all this many times, and everything your co-defendants did, you getting all that too. That's just how they do. But
is that usually how it works, though, or no?
Yeah, they always, if you the leader, you responsible for everything.
Okay, but if you do the same crime multiple times,
they're gonna just stack it on you.
Stack or give you a continuous criminal enterprise.
Well, you gotta have 5 or more workers, 5 or more people working with you to get the.
Oh, okay, so he's not gonna hit. He's not gonna hit with that.
How many people he got charged with?
Oh, I don't know.
If
maybe
he got
1 or 2 girls, maybe. But
okay,
I see what you're saying. If there's 5 girls,
yeah, he get that TCE.
Damn.
But it's going back to his surroundings. Young, all that money, and then people had him on that house arrest, stuck in that house all that long time.
Yeah, but house arrest is a whole lot better than being in a jail cell, which is where he's at right now. Would you rather be in a mansion on 50 acres with all your kids, your wife, every rapper and podcaster coming to see you, doing songs, living your life? Not, yeah, you can't go on tour, and yeah, you can't travel outside the house and everything, but you're living in a mansion as opposed to a dirty jail cell. Do you think he's in PC?
Yeah. He's too big. His name too big.
He's huge.
So I think he, just to save face, he might try to get a lawyer to fight. Not put me in population, but he have a big name. Everybody know him, so they're going to put him in protected custody first. Now, whether he fight to get up out of it, that's a different story, but yeah, I think they got him protected because there's too many wolves, too many hyenas running around that jail cell, that jail.
So you think if he was General Pop, something would happen to him?
Of course, he got too much money. So you got a lot of miserable people in prison, in jail, I mean. So here's the thing. People gonna try to slide up on him to be his friend, to either bond him, man, I'm gonna be his friend so you can bond me out of jail or pay for me an attorney, put some money in my books. NBA Youngboy is a guy from the hood, so first thing in his mind, I ain't paying for nothing. You're not about to extort me. So now a fight might jump off. People in jail watch to see how can he extort you. And he have too much money for them boys just to be sitting around in there broke and him just walk around his population like it's just cool.
But you don't think that he could pay off whatever gang runs that particular jail and say, look, I'm going to give y'all $10,000 a week. And I'll put it on the leader's books. And
10 a week, that's a lot of money to be coughing up, but that's possible.
For him, it's not a lot of money. They say he made $100 million over the past year.
Oh, yeah?
That's what they say. Wow. When you think about album after album after album.
But you know them albums stopped selling because Universal, they're in the red. They lost about 35 million playing with him.
Yeah, but over time, you can make it back.
That's true, but here's the thing. You know, when you're in jail now you got to count all your money. You got to I can't just be. Now, I believe you always going to have a guy in there that's going to be like, man, I got you, I'm going to hold you down. And then, you know, with him being from the street, he more street sense. Well, I ain't going to give him no large sum of money, but I'll look out. Because you know, the youngsters be feeling, they got a complex, like, man, I ain't about to pay you nothing. And that's where the problem come in when they feel like, I gotta come in population, because if you don't go in population, they're gonna talk about, oh, he was in PC, he was scared, he talk all that stuff in his rhyme, but he's scared to walk amongst us.
As he should be.
You know what I'm saying? But
you know, he should be.
But them youngsters,
he's one guy.
Right, but they don't think like that. They think like, go in there amongst them wolves, get stabbed up, you a real one.
Yeah, and die.
Yeah.
Or end up doing something where you get another 30 years.
Facts, yeah. Now you done ran your time out because you want to prove a point. Mm-hmm.
Right, and Youngboy, I've never really heard that he's affiliated with some large-scale gang or whatever else. I'm sure he got his little crew and whatever else, but I've never heard him claim something that runs a prison yard. So he won't be automatically included in that. No. He's going to have to be on his own. He's going to have to probably pay people off.
Well, see, like, I know the feds put the hold on, so I think he might be in federal custody. If he's in federal custody, he's gonna be all right, because we have what you call like the South. So by him being from the South, they gonna make sure they protect him. Because now you got guys in the feds gonna be like, make sure he all right to get the favors, or you can't let nobody else mess with somebody from your state, because if you do, now you looked at weak. So, he gonna be all right if he in the fed.
Well, he dropped one song before he got locked up, and he sent it to academics, and they played it, and there's a line in there. It said, knew that stunner never loved me, should have listened to Carter. He's talking about Wayne, of course. Mm-hmm. And, Birdman was rocking with Youngboy for a while. I remember even when Youngboy was on trial here in L.A., Birdman flew out. He would show up at his court cases and everything else like that. They were rocking together. I don't know what business they had, but that line surprised me a little bit.
It surprised everybody. That's all they've been talking about, right? And I made a video about it. I put it out today, and I was like, that's good for you, Birdman. And the reason why I said it, because of this. If you notice, he backed everybody who's not signed to him if they got a beef. I got you, young boy. I'm backing you at 100. I support you 100. So my thing is, allegedly, he worked a deal for NBA Youngboy.
Okay.
You had his court date checking on him. When he had the situation with Jay Prince, Birdman stepped up. Worked it out, they talked, took the picture, all this stuff together. Mm-hmm. We know it ain't about no money, because the NBA ain't letting nobody touch his money. So now it's like it had to be about some babysitting stuff. He might have felt like Birdman wasn't there enough for him to talk. A person needs somebody to talk to them and holler, because he not signing cash money, so we know it's not no money issue. So the only issue it had to be is you not available to me enough. And I'm thinking them pills is what played effect in that too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I talk to Birdman sometimes, but I haven't brought up Youngboy in our conversation, so I don't really know what the relationship is.
I think we might need to call him now and put him on loudspeaker. Let me talk to him. Let me interview.
I wouldn't do that.
Let me interview him.
I wouldn't do that. I don't record people, man.
Okay.
Not without them knowing. Mm-hmm. Well, the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef happened.
Yeah, that hurt my heart.
Who do you think won?
I gotta say it. All right, listen, I support Drake. I was riding with Drake. We took the loss. We took the L. Kendrick won.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. I was mad that Drake ended with that old soft. He went hard with the Heart 6 or something.
Well, the hard part 6 was the soft one. That was at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't end it with that. You want to go out with a bang. So at least I could be like, well, boy, we fought.
Yeah, Family Matters was tough. I thought that was that was probably one of the best songs in the whole battle. The hard part 6 was him just trying to, let me explain this and explain that, and that's not true. And
come on, Drake. I'm like, man, what you do? But so yeah, Kendrick won hands down. And then the crazy part about it, when I go on YouTube, I see people dancing to Kendrick's song. I was like, oh yeah, he really by a landslide. Like I said, I support Drake. I'm a Drake fan. And that beef, on the internet, that thing they went through, but because as you think about it though, Vlad, so many people went with Kendrick with this, but when you talk to them, they can't name one Kendrick song.
I know lots of Kendrick songs.
No, I'm talking about a lot of the people out. Because like me, I can't name a Kendrick. I only know one that sit down, be humble. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a Kendrick fan. Kendrick is a rapper, a lyricist. When I go to the music, I want to hear fun songs, party songs. Kendrick had you think like, what he just said? So I don't like that kind of. I would listen to that, but I'm not just into that kind of music.
Well, I think what really ended the beef was when Drake's bodyguard got shot in front of his house.
But they said it wasn't about that. They said it was dealing with him and the other guy.
Yes, but overall, the beef energy left Drake's body, I feel, when something happens so violent, so close to home. Like literally at his home. Think about if his son was outside with the bodyguard. Just,
Run around playing.
And, when the shootout, whatever happened, they didn't see the kid. Kid gets shot in the head. Which is wild to me also about how Drake doesn't live in a gated community where you could even go to his house.
I was thinking that too when you was talking.
That's wild because you can't go to my house. You got to go through a guard gate. You have to show your ID. If you don't have an ID, they won't even let you in the community. You know what I'm saying? You got to turn around and have the person meet you outside the gate. So you can't have a drive-by where I live. It's just not possible. And there's cameras everywhere. There's patrolling, whatever. And I don't have 1% of Drake's fame. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nobody compared to Drake. And I just feel like my safety is too important to just live in a house where someone could even jump over a gate. But I think once that happened, notice how Drake didn't do anything else after that. That was it. He could have dropped another song.
Here's the thing, Vlad. I believe he didn't drop because when Kendrick brought up them allegations on him.
Oh, the pedo allegations?
Right, and I had heard allegedly Drake signed for them $400 million. So them people like, all right, he messing us up now. We better miss out on a lot of money. So we need to stop it. And plus, you're losing the battle anyway. So we got to end this. You know
he took down all his Drake. Drake took down all his Kendrick diss songs off his IG and everything. He basically wiped the slate clean, as if it didn't happen.
Yeah, but the people that he left a stain. Oh, Kendrick, I'm traumatized now from that. And the thing is, Drake known and put out good battle songs. I just was like, what happened this time, man? What went wrong? But it was a smart thing to do, to take them all down. But the thing is, like you say, people already haven't recorded.
Yeah.
That's all over. So,
exactly.
I don't see why he did that. But like I say, the people might have told him, man, get all that out of the way. Let's clean his page up.
Could be. Yeah, because I remember I did a post about this and everyone's arguing with me, but it's whatever. If you look at Kendrick's They Not Like Us and Drake's Family Matters, Kendrick's song got 4 times the streams. So my thing is the people have spoken. You could say, oh, it's bots. And everyone's got bots. At the end of the day, that Kendrick song is a big song. As you see, how you mentioned, people are in clubs dancing to it. It's playing at big sports venues. No one's playing the Drake song anywhere.
No.
It just is what it is. 4 times many people. It's not like Drake is a small artist. Drake was technically the bigger artist. So you would think his streams would be bigger just from his fan base. Not the case. People like to say the numbers don't count. The numbers are everything.
Of course.
The numbers are everything.
The people have spoken.
You could talk to people, you could do polls, you could get people's opinions, you could see what people are saying in the comments. All that doesn't matter when it comes to real business. When it comes to real business, it's about the numbers because the numbers translate into the money.
That's a fact.
That's what it is.
That's a fact.
Well, you know, Boosie has been outspoken about this, and he hates the whole battle thing because, you know, and I did an interview with him recently at his house where he says in his city, you know, Baton Rouge, 95% of murders are over rap beef.
95% of the murders in my city are rap.
Okay.
Chicago, 95% of the murder. And once you get a grown man, you realize every rap beef has led to destruction.
Okay.
Gotti, Dolph.
Yes.
Dirt them and all them motherfuckers out there. Duval County. All these, we talking about mamas that lost their lives, and nobody who supports the rap beef are gonna send a fucking GoFund.
I agree with that. I was just speaking about that today, how social media has messed up hip hop altogether.
Huh.
Because, you know, back in the day, the big wigs, the giants control who was gonna be the hot artist. Now social media does. And what these youngsters doing today, they dissing the dead, they dissing people. And with social media, we all spectators looking like, oh, you gonna let them diss your homeboy? You ain't gonna do nothing? Oh, now we gotta spin now, we gotta slide. And that's the problem, is the social media.
I mean, when you were out, when Cash Money was forming, you guys had some rap beef. There was the mystical beef. You know, the drag them up the river and stuff like that. You were there when that was happening.
Right.
What was that like and how serious was it?
We had a meeting and Birdman was very upset. Slim was just sitting there and listening to us go back and forth. So I came with the idea. I was like, well, tell you what. Because Bird was like, man, listen, I'm not in them streets no more, and we depended on his rap stuff, right? But Mystical was a special one. So we like, man, this boy, he got lyrics. He about it. He could make it hurt the company, right? So I was like, man, listen, let's throw a concert and we kill him. Slim like,
Wait. Kill him, like, kill him?
Yeah, it's only one kill, Vlad. We talking about killing him.
You're not saying kill him in sales or kill him on stage, like, you know, the crowd reaction.
And this day tell, yeah, kill him in sale. But no, I was like, man, look, let's throw a concert. Because, you know, back then, like now with rappers, right? Because that's why I was be like, this is why you know a lot of stuff be fake. Because when a person throw a concert, the rapper got the rider package. So they go to talk about what hotel they want to be in, you know, what all they want. So it's easy for me to have you come to my city or wherever I want you at, because I'm going to have you set where I want you to be set at.
Wait, so the idea was to book Mystical for a concert, pay him for the concert, then kill him before he does the show.
Right. That was my idea.
Okay.
Slim,
but wouldn't that tie you directly to that, or you just didn't care at that point?
I wasn't tied to that. You had promoters back then that just throw concerts and throw shows and stuff. So I wasn't going to be the one that put the money up and do all that. Wasn't my business, that part. My business was the part to go take care of business.
Okay.
But
somewhere you're putting up the money. You're saying, what, for Birdman to put up the money for the show and give it to a promoter? And you're tying yourself into a murder no matter how you slice it.
Think about this. How many murders we been tied to that we got away with?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then. So now, as I said, all the hot boys, we all agree, we like, okay, we got a good plan. But Slim sit back, listen to all this, we hype. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I believe in my artists. You know, this is what we got them for. Let them do their thing. So, and I remember pulling up on I don't know if you heard of PNC, Partners in Crime?
Yeah.
I pull up on Misdemeanor. He got a little podcast show now. Not a little, he got a podcast. I wanted to say, oh, you dissing me. He got a podcast show now. And I pull up on him like, you know, make sure y'all keep it in the studio, because they had hitters on their sides too. They had this guy, I think he's from California too, Big Boy, he's deceased now. And he had real steppers with him too. So I know how rap beef can spill over to the streets. And it was our job to make sure the BGs, Wayne, Juvie, Turk, all of them protected. And he talk about it. The reason why I talk about it now because I interviewed him before last year, and he speak about it in his book too. When me put it up on him, giving him a respectful warning. So it's not something that has never been spoke about.
Have you ever run into Mystical yourself?
No.
Huh.
Mystical wasn't roaming the streets when we was roaming the streets. No, he wasn't. No.
Hell of a rapper though.
Yes.
And
outstanding talent.
In a horrible position right now.
Yeah.
He's still in jail right now over that rape charge.
I heard he was going to trial, getting ready for trial or something.
Probably. Well, because any plea, because he's already been convicted of it before. He was convicted for one rape. There was another rape that he was charged with that ultimately got dropped. And now this is the third.
And this is his child mother that he's charged with.
Yeah. I mean, basically, from what I understand, he just got high and just started thinking that she stole his money or something.
Show me what you were. Oh.
Yeah.
That what it was?
That's what I heard. He just got high, man. Like, he's got a drug problem. And
man, that's a man that had millions of albums sold, have talent, and you just hate to see that talent go to waste.
Yeah.
But he wasn't selling anyway down the line, though, Vlad. Let's be honest now.
Nah, but he has a catalog that allows him to tour forever, to do festivals, even to do like state fairs and stuff like that. They pay. You could get 20, 30,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and you do that 3-4 days a week. You know, for a few months, and then take a couple months off. You can make a nice living, man. You can support yourself. Listen, like, I know a lot of artists like Too Short that are even older than Mystical that are continuing to make money. E40, still getting booked, still doing shows, still making money. Drop an album every so often just to have some new material.
Right.
And then, rinse and repeat.
But the two names you just named, E40 and Too Short, we haven't seen them getting high. We haven't seen them, so it's a difference, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Mystical, if you want them drugs just taking over him, so it's hard for him to focus on, let's go do a show because he's going to be too high. He going to miss the flight. He going to better make it.
I've interviewed him, man. Nice dude. I have nothing bad to say about him in terms of my interactions with him. But, I mean, New Orleans during that time, what was it?
Yes. Yeah, yes.
That's a bad one.
Yes, that's what I got locked up for.
Yeah, I mean, I've always heard like dealers tell me that's the worst to be on.
We saw it called a rich man high. Yeah, because
it was a rich man high.
No, that's cheap. Back then, for
it's cheap, but it's expensive.
No, it was cheap too in my city.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because one bag was $25 back in the day.
And how much the bag?
$10. So you had $5 bag, $10 bag. Yeah, it was easy. That wasn't. That's why so many people like to sell in my city, because back then, I don't know that now, but back then, because prime example, an ounce of may run you back when I was out $800. They used to sell $200 for 7 grams. Sometimes they had cheat to 6 grams. An ounce of was 5,000, 6,000, or sometimes a drought 8,000. You see what I'm saying? So once you step on it, if it's taking a 3 or 4, now everybody just come up. No, that was just a cool high.
I remember talking to someone years back, and they used to tell me how, like, all the gangsters in their city would always have an addict in their crew because they would do whatever you needed them to do. Because once they started to go without, they used to go through physical pain. The withdrawals were so heavy with if you told that guy to go in and shoot up the whole building, he'll do it. Because, if he's jonesing enough, he starts to get out of his mind, he will do whatever you tell him. You know what I mean? Like,
I was the opposite. I don't want an addict hanging around me. Because, like you said, when they sick, they'll do anything. Yeah. They will turn a gun and ride, but a kid, they're going to run, they're going to be loyal. They're going to sit outside your house, rip and run for you all night. Yeah, them ain't going to rip. So I'll prefer, now I'm not going to let them, but I don't trust them because they'll steal something quick too. And he not going to steal, but he'll kill you, he might rob you. But that ain't going to steal everything that's bolted down. They unscrewing all that copper, they go and sell all that.
Well, speaking of UNLV, you talked about how there was a fist fight that happened between him and Birdman. Well, Youngboy from UNLV and Birdman. You weren't there when it happened.
No, but I was home. I was out. Yeah, I was out.
Well, what was that fight over? Was it money?
Yeah, UNLV was getting hot in the city, blowing up. And it was time to, I think, renew the contract or something. And Yellow was like, man, first of all, we hot, we blowing up, we want a nationwide deal. We tired of this local stuff. And Baby like, man, you gotta be patient. See, Baby looking at it, Baby had money from the streets. So he good. Yellow, coming from the hood, selling. So it's like, man, listen, we got some hot song. It's time to get us a big deal. So they arguing about that, and they had to fight. And Slim tried to step in to break him up, and Tech Nine, he's home now, stole off on Slim. I was so hot about that. I was so mad about that. I wasn't looking for Tech Nine that day. Man, Tech cool now that we talk. I interviewed him and everything since he's been home, but I was very up, because my thing, you don't put your hand on Slim. Birdman, y'all is whatever. Y'all, he can handle his own self. But Slim, you done violated. Yeah.
Okay. What ultimately happened after that fight?
It was a rumor that Yellow went and shot the house up. I didn't see that. I don't believe that. That's what they running with, people saying that. But I don't believe that happened. But Yellow started riding around with that pump shotgun, though, and he was playing that Dragon from the River, too. He used to ride around that pump with the pump shotgun and play that Dragon from the River. He had this silver, it was a trooper, a little silver trooper with a lot of sound that he would go all through the 17 wall looking for mystical. Yellow was a wild boy.
Well, Youngboy gets killed, and you get blamed for it. But you had nothing to do with it.
But the feds cleared me from that because they had to do their investigation. So it happened, Birdman, Slim, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, BG Turk, all those was out in Lafayette at a concert. And it was at them little motel, looked like a little house. We was there. Tech Nine drove out there to tell us that Yellow had got killed. But it's sad because people will point the finger and say, I did this or did that, and I'll be with the president, but because of my reputation for them knowing me doing stuff, I get blamed for everything. And I really didn't have nothing to do with that.
Did they ever find out who did it?
No.
Oh, so it's one of these unknown.
Yes.
Okay. Without you saying any names, do you think you know who did it?
No.
Really?
Let me see. Yeah, I do.
You think you do?
We're not
going to put it out there.
I want to say the name.
You want to say the name?
Yeah.
Is that person still alive?
No, he dead.
Okay, go ahead.
King Von. Say it, Vlad. You play too much,
Von was
man.
2 years old at the time. He went and got the strap.
Hey, nah, for real. Vlad, I didn't, that's been a murder that people, whoever just been silent with it. It's just been quiet. It's just like nobody never talked about that. People always talk about the fight, talk about the song, talk about how wild Yellow was, but they've never had someone to come out and say, yeah, I know one did that, or that come from this hood or this block. They just found him in the truck getting high. So now you just trace back all the junkies or everybody hung who got high, and you might get you a killer.
They're probably all dead by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that Citadel, man, everybody dead or in jail.
Yep.
Old now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the feds raided Diddy's homes. And then the videotape comes out. The hotel room. You watched that tape?
Yes, I saw that.
So, when you heard about the Fed raids, now you were locked up in federal prison, right?
Yes.
Do you think that the feds would raid someone as rich as Diddy without having their ducks lined up, like they're just fishing?
The feds don't just run down and fish. The feds gonna have an informant, or they gonna have some concrete, something that's going, because you gotta keep in mind is this, how the feds work, and for everybody who watching this, whenever the Fed go kicking somebody's door, it's always going to be a local police or a sheriff with them, because the Feds don't have no jurisdiction. They got to go to the state court and get it signed off. The reason why I know, because I know that's how they do with my case. But when the feds go get this warrant or go get this, they're gonna have some kind of proof and evidence to show the judge to get that to sign off for them to go and attack like that. Mm-hmm. I will say that Puffy has so many friends and so much love that somebody might have tipped him off. Like, boy, look, people come, man, get right. You know, but I had got word that they told me in 90 days to 3 months, something he was going to be indicted, be in jail.
Well, there's a grand jury right now. Right now, a grand jury is convening as we speak. And do you know how grand juries work?
Yes.
They could continue to bring in witnesses and evidence week after week, month after month, without Puffy's lawyers present to try to shoot down anything until that jury says, okay, that's enough evidence for an indictment. You can indict, Johnny Cochran said you can indict a ham sandwich in a grand jury.
They have sealed indictments. They got a lot of people that's waiting to go to Fed now that what the feds do, if they watching a drug conspiracy, as long as you're not talking about murder, shooting, no violence, they're gonna let you keep going because they wanna build up enough on you to hammer you. But the minute violence come into the play, they stop the investigation. So there's a lot of sealed indictments, but I will say this too, because a lot of us in the Fed always try, and it's hard to get our grand jury minutes. It's hard.
Oh, you can't actually even see what happened.
And for the grand jury?
Aha.
Man, in the Fed, it'd be so, they won't give us that.
Yeah, I mean, the more I interview guys and do research, the more you realize that you have such a disadvantage against law enforcement. The fact that a police officer could walk into an interrogation room and said, Terrance, your 3 co-defendants said that you were the shooter, and they've already signed on as witnesses, they've given statements, and they're going to take the stand against you. And you say, oh, well, that's not true, so-and-so was the shooter. And they were lying the whole time. Your co-defendants could have been completely silent, but it's totally legal for the police to lie to you in an interrogation in order to trigger a confession. You would think that it's like a fruit from a poison tree situation, right? You know, like, for example, if you don't have a correct search warrant, if your search warrant is faulty, whatever they find in the house gets thrown out. But they can legally lie to you in a room, and whatever you say is fully admissible in court. Like, that's crazy to me, but it's legal.
And they passed a law in the Feds too. They got the hearsay.
Huh?
They got a law of hearsay. Like,
what is that?
I could just go and tell them, yeah, Vlad did this and this, and the agents go to the grand jury to get you indicted. Now it's on, and now you get locked up under a complaint. A lot of us get locked up under the complaint first, and we be sitting so long till we be like, man, I'm just gonna plead out, because sometimes they haven't. We must went to the grand jury. They'll lock us up under the complaint first in the feds. I don't know about the state, the feds. Then they'll come with the grand jury.
What did you think about the video of Cassie getting beat up by Diddy?
That disgusts me. When I saw that, I saw my daughters. I have 5 daughters.
Oh.
And I was like, I also thought this. I was like, Puffy need help. He was on some kind of drugs.
Yeah, he was on pills.
He was under some kind of influence. Yes. But my thing is, you would dog and beat a woman like that, but you wouldn't do that to them dudes and men. And that's a problem I have with dudes. Like, if you're gonna treat a woman like that, have the same energy with everybody. Don't show no favoritism.
If I showed you a video of a man beating up your daughter like that right now, would you go back to the old Gangsta Wlliams, or would you say, you know something, as sad as this is, my freedom is more important at this moment, and I'll just call the police and, you know, have them handle it?
My daughter, integrity, my loyalty to my daughter is more important than my freedom. Because if I let the man stomp and kick her like that, Because like my daughters now, and I just had that conversation. I tell my daughters and my little nieces and cousins, female cousins, if you get into it with your boyfriend, don't call me. Unless you know for sure you finished with him. Because, you know, women, penis and a penis and a vagina are two powerful elements.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a woman will be mad with a man at one time, and then later on, all right, yeah, my bad, so I was tripping, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've been there lots of times.
You know what I'm saying?
We're over, it's done.
Right.
Next day.
What's up? You back over there? You know?
Back over there.
So if I step in and go do some harm to this person, and then he comes, man, you know your daddy or your cousin didn't shot at me, or they grazed me, I'm mad now, and now this is what happens. She be so caught up in her feelings to where now she like plotting with him to harm you.
Okay.
And, you know, we had them situations.
So what I'm saying is, here's the question though. I give you a videotape of your daughter getting beat up by a man that you know, her boyfriend or husband, whatever you want to say. Do you handle it yourself or do you call the police?
I'm handling myself.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I just said I'm handling myself. I didn't say I would call the police. I'm going to take the law in my own hand, Vlad. Because here's the thing.
Although you will be found guilty in a court of law for doing that. You do know that.
Mm-hmm.
Although morally what you're doing is right, legally what you're doing is wrong.
If you handed me a video with him slapping her, shaking her up, all right, I can like, all right, and they still together, all right, she there. But that video like that, no, man, I'm not letting that slide.
It's interesting. This has been a debate with a few of my guests. And I get different answers depending on who I talk to. If you look at all the men you've been locked up with over the years, what percentage are there because of a woman? Not necessarily an altercation with a woman, but something to do with a woman. A woman is at the heart of the crime in one way or another.
I'm going to go with 90%.
90%.
Yeah, because, you know, as a hustler, a person B from the streets, when we out in the streets, we want to make as much money as we can to take care of the woman.
Huh.
Not only take care of our main woman, we want to take care of our side piece, and then we want to buy food for the one we want to be the side piece to the side piece and her friends. So we need a lot of money. Yeah. So men, well, they love to take care of themselves, but it's always, and that's just like with average beef. Even when you see it in TV, in biblical times, always a female the beef been behind. You put charge at the time, you know? So I've seen a lot of times when dudes go to jail, they dog their parents, they dog their main people out, leave the money with the girlfriend or the wife, and she run off.
Yeah, no, I get different numbers. Like, Trady, I think he did like 10 or 15 years. He said only like 10 or 15%. Boosie said at least 50, but actually he said it's more once he started talking about it. It depends. You know, me, I feel like most men won't admit it's over a woman because it makes them look soft.
Facts.
Or makes them look like a punk. Like, you here because a lot of times it's not even their main woman.
And then she not come and visit him.
Yeah.
But this how you know when you do your statistics on this that it's about a woman is, look at when we get ready to go out to the club. We want to get fresh because first thing we say, man, they got a bunch of bras there, they got some girls there.
Yeah.
You know, wash my car, get my car. We got a girl. We not going to no block party. We not going to no club if no women not in that club.
I agree.
So we doing stuff for the woman.
I mean, I spend most of my life with women. Like, you know, I have male friends and I like hanging out with my male friends, but I live with women. You know what I'm saying? I like, if I have a choice between a woman that I like and a man that I like, not in that way, a friend.
No, I'm about to say,
you gotta say no
right.
Diddy. You know what I mean? Like a male friend or a female that I'm romantically involved with, I will spend my time with a woman instead. You know, I always find it weird when you have these guys that most of their time is spent with men. I always think that's in the closet gay. That's what I think. And I feel like a lot of men who are always going back to prison for dumb shit, I almost feel like maybe they're in the closet gay and they just like to be around men all the time and don't want to have to explain themselves. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm not gonna say they go to jail chasing men, because you gotta keep in mind is this. It's so many homosexuals out on the street that got the breast, that got a lot going for themselves, that's not broke.
A lot going for themselves.
They can go duck off and go lay up out here instead of chase. But I've heard a lot of people say, man, he must got a boyfriend in jail. He must like to go chase. I've heard a lot of people say that, right? But you gotta understand it, so you got a lot of ignorant people who just don't know no better.
Yeah.
Who just do dumb stuff, and then once they're in jail, they realize, man, why I did that? It's too late.
Yeah, and you have actually, I mean, I've heard stories from people I interviewed about actual couples in prison that'll like beat each other up, but if someone gets in between them, they'll like attack them together, and it's, you know, they have weddings. Have you ever seen a wedding in prison?
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen all.
With two men getting married.
Yes, they do all that in prison. Get the rings made. Have real marriages. Yes, Vlad, that's true. That's really true. They really do that in prison. Yeah, and get mad and to kill you if you mess with their boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't violate like that. And I done seen, it was a riot, it was a fight with DC and New Orleans in Florida. A homosexual had a chain, and the homosexual was with his new boyfriend. But the old one's like, let me use the chain, take a picture. Like, nah. And the dude stepped, man, I'm talking to this. And they got into a fight. The fight triggered upstairs, and they just know Florida and DC fight. They didn't know what was behind. They just was fight. People coming shooting tear gas. They throwing it back at the people, throwing pool balls. Now we're in the hole. Everybody in the hole, right? Hey, yo, what that was behind? Man, I was behind the board. What? I'm about to get transferred behind this. That happens all the time, lad.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, there are certain moments in my life where I say, when hearing this or watching this situation, I say, I'm never going to prison. I remember early on, it was the movie American Me. Another moment was our last interview where you say how dudes will try to trick dudes into doing gay stuff by saying, your hand can't be gay. That was another moment. I said, man, I never want to go to prison.
But Vlad, if you got guys that's been in prison that you interview, if they stop worrying about what people are going to say and tell the truth what's going on in prison, you're going to hear more stories. Like, you got a lot of guys that's just so real for TV or for YouTube that they feel like if they tell these stories that he going to think I was involved. No, You happen to see that. You was in the dorm. It's a lot of stuff, like the dormitory is all white. You see everything, right? So we know when a person go to their cell, if another person go in there with them, they're going to throw the flag up. They about to cover their window. So you know, man, what they doing in there? What's going on? So you got guys that come out of one unit and go to another unit. You're like, what are you doing? Oh, he chasing that boy. That happens in prison, so I don't know why these guys come up here and be scared to tell the truth that they see that.
Well, in prison, you have different definitions of homosexuality. So, for example, certain people feel that if a dude gives them head, that's not gay, right? Or certain dudes feel like if you fuck a dude in the ass, that's not gay. But if someone fucks you in the ass, or if you give head to a dude, then that's gay, right? For me, it's all gay, right? Anything sexual involving just another man is gay to me. And that's fine. If you want to be gay, be gay. I have no problems with it. Do you? If you were to guess the whole time, because you spent how many years in prison?
23 years, 10
23 years. So almost 24 years. What percentage of inmates experiment with homosexuality at some point?
I'm going to say 30%.
30%, and 1 out of 3.
Yeah. 30%.
That's a big number.
Because you got to understand this, Vlad. In federal, like I said, I'm going to speak from federal. I can't speak from state. In federal prison, there are homosexuals with breasts, with their butts done. It got so crazy in the prisons I've been in where on the commissary, they allow the homosexuals to buy lipstick or eyeliners or panties, bras. So they walk around with tight clothes, with their hair done, and you like, man, what? So you got guys that's come in jail, never done it before, and then all of a sudden now you see him at the table with the homie. You're like, man, what's up? Man, I'm doing my time, man. I'm just doing me. No, for real. And then
but that's still a man. I don't care if he has titties or butt injections. That's still a man.
That's correct.
Right.
The thing that I've never understood and I understand to this day is we know in prison and biblical term, the worst two things to be called is a rat and a homosexual.
So there's still a negative stigma for being gay in prison?
Of course. You got guys that be like, man, I don't keep company with no homosexual. Man, don't bring that boy around me. Man, that boy bad luck. Or man, he can't come to our table. This, and this, right? But you got guys that be like, okay, that's my homeboy. I know he mess around, but I ain't worrying about that. But this my homeboy, he a rat. He can't come around me.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, hold on. You cool with him, or he stick his penis in another man? Boy, you cool with that, but you not cool with him. But they both, like I said, calling street terms, biblical terms, is degrading. So they show favoritism. They will hang out with their homeboys. I've seen guys have what they call like a meeting where they'll have a cookout, and all the homies will come out to the yard, and you got guys that's gonna bring what they call their boys with them. Out to the cookout, everybody just hanging out. They be having these towels out, tanning. Oh man, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy to Fed.
Well, I just interviewed a former Hells Angels leader, this guy named Pee Wee. And I asked him why there were no black members in the Hells Angels. And he actually gave me a good explanation. He said, well, the thing about the Hells Angels is that a large portion of them are in prison. And when it comes to prison politics, when a fight breaks out, you have to take racial lines first.
They did it because it was all to do with going to prison, you know, how they're segregated in the prison. There's no way you can walk into the prison, trust me, after me being there, now knowing, you know, it's harder when you've never been to prison like I wasn't before. Hearing it, you're like, well, is it really that bad? Yeah, it is that bad. I could not walk in there with a black guy and say, hey, you know, this is my brother. Hey, we're staying together. We'd either get killed by his, you know, black group or a white group. They ain't tolerating it. They're very, very segregated, and you don't go in their areas or anything. So how would that really work out? You know what I mean?
Okay, so it was a prison thing. It wasn't really a racist thing.
Right, it was a prison thing. It wasn't a racist thing.
Right, because you can't be a black Hells Angel in prison because you'd be caught in the middle of racial riots, essentially. So if you have black Hells Angels and the whites and the blacks go at it, those guys get caught in the middle of that situation. And that's why they just chose to just not have any black members. Is that true? Is it always along the racial lines when there's a problem? Or because I'd heard there's like black Mexican mafia members and, you know, there's like white Crips and Bloods and stuff like that. I mean, I actually knew, 1090 Jake, he's a white blood. So, you know, you have that. So what happens in these situations when you have these racial fights that I'm sure you've seen, but you got guys affiliated from other races?
What the AB do, they have...
That's the Aryan Brotherhood.
Right. They have, on compound and penitentiaries, you might have a white car, which is the neutral car. They're not no gang, but they're just all the whites from different states that just sit together. The Aryan brothers are gonna go to them and say, listen, I understand y'all got y'all car, y'all doing independent thing. But if a riot jump off with us and them blacks, y'all better help us or we gonna kill y'all. That's in prison, they have, we call it real estate, where you might have 10 cells along this wall right here. All these cells belong to Bloods. All these cells gonna belong to Crips. These might be Muslims. ABs. We all sleep together because you can't have a white, a black, a Mexican, a white, because if we have a race riot, when they pop, what happens is, if the white stab a black, let me tell you the right, if a black stab a white, we go on lockdown. When they pop them doors back, the white wanna get some get back. So if we mixed in, when they pop them doors, they might kill one of our people that's right here. So that's why everybody sleep by one another. And, you know, and that really goes on in prison. It's really segregated.
Huh. Were you locked up with any Hells Angels?
I can't remember. I know a lot of. I know the ABs, the dirty white boys, the skinheads. I've seen them. I don't remember. I've never seen none of them. Heard none of them.
Well, Keefy D is still locked up. He finally has a bail. It's like $750,000, but he hasn't paid it yet. I interviewed Whack 100 recently, and he said he's thinking about putting up the bail money.
That'd be gangster.
In exchange for like doing a whole like documentary series on him and stuff like that.
Wack smart.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people can't stand Wack, and I like to go at with Wack. See, here's my thing, Vlad. I like internet confrontation sometimes because it helps me get paid. I don't take what I do on the internet to my real life on the street because I'm happy I'm free. But back to that, that's a brilliant idea because see, Wack know people want to see that documentary. People gonna want to see Keefe D being tied to Tupac. They gonna want to see that, man. That's a brilliant. When you gonna do? How long ago y'all talk?
A few weeks ago. I mean, Keefe's still locked up, so I'm sure he hasn't done it yet. But you know, but Keefe D, his defense is that he wasn't even there. That he basically has been talking this stuff for money and for some internet fame. And you can't actually place him in that situation regardless of what he said. In his book, he had mentioned that Foxy Brown was with Eric Von Zip when they gave him the gun that ended up killing Tupac. So now they're trying to get Foxy Brown involved in the case and to basically say, yeah, I saw him. But my interactions with Foxy, which have never been positive, would make me think the last time she told me to suck her dick and then blocked me. Yeah. She was mad at someone who had mentioned her in an interview. And she was like, because we had already kind of started DMing each other about doing an interview, but it wasn't going anywhere. And she was like, yo, take down so-and-so talking about me. You know, if you're trying to get an interview. And I'm like, Foxy, you haven't done an interview in like 15 years. Like, literally, like.
You had no bargaining power. That was just
there's no bargaining power. She's like, suck my dick and then block me.
Why do women, I understand that's a disrespectful term, but I don't like when women say that. That man, why you say that?
What is it about that term? Like I remember I interviewed Fat Joe back in the day, and he said that if someone told him that, like even on that day, and this is Fat Joe when he's in his 40s, rich, established, he said he would stab somebody for telling him that.
But New York guys love to tell people that. they'll be like, they'll talk all kinds of, man, no homo, pause and all that, but then they'll be like, when they mad, suck my private. And they be like, just to bring you out there to show you that I'm really serious now. We went from playing, but I'm serious now. They say that.
I interviewed Chi Ali. I don't know if you remember him. He was a kid rapper back in the day. He got into it with his baby mother's brother. It was an argument over money, and the dude says, suck my dick, and he pulled out a gun and killed him.
It's a disrespectful term to tell a man.
Yeah, but is it that serious, though?
Yeah, it's that serious, because you tell the man to stoop low and put your mouth on my private parts.
Right, but that's not really going to happen, though. It's not something that you actually would even like.
But it's the fact that you invite.
Like, you're not actually going to pull your dick out and let the dude suck your dick.
But you're still inviting the person to your private part.
But it's just a silly concept to me. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
be like, kiss my ass. I'm not going to pull my pants down and have you kiss my ass. Like, it's just a phrase.
Yeah, but what would you do if you tell somebody, kiss me? I'd be like, all right, let me do it.
I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Well, why you ask me then? But no, Vlad, that's just the ultimate disrespect, telling a man, suck my pride. That's why women say it. Suck, because they know men don't like another man say it, so that's why they say it. But I don't like when women say that, but I get it why they use it.
Have you seen a dude say that to another guy in jail and violence break out over that term, suck my dick?
Yeah. Plenty of time. That's what I'm telling you. The New York guys used to say that a lot.
Okay.
And I'd be like, bro, hold up. When y'all be talking, man, like, man, you got a summer massage? Man, no homo. Pause. You would say that, but when you get into an argument with somebody, you would say, man, suck my pride. I'm like, why you don't say pause? Because at this time, I'm serious now. I'm trying to bring them out there. I'm like, wow. That's what they do.
I don't get it.
Man,
I don't get it.
That and talk about somebody's mother in prison.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like universal. You know, talking about someone's mother, that goes back. Suck my dick, I feel like, popped up in the last, 20 years, and it's always been like a head scratcher for me. I just don't understand. You know, and I remember me and Joe Budden got into it. He's like, yeah, Vlad, suck my dick. And I'm like, okay. Whatever. Let me go make a sandwich. Like, you know, I just thought it was silly. I thought it was a silly term. I wasn't even insulted. I'm like, I have no interest in any of this shit. Like,
Like I told you, this is what goes on.
And he's from New York, or New Jersey. New Jersey,
right there. They right by
right
each other.
there, yeah.
But go back to what I said. Once a person find out what irritates a person, anything that you can insult someone, knowing like I got to him, I told him this, the ultimate disrespect. Now, one would say, why would a straight man tell somebody suck my private?
Yeah.
You know, man, I don't get on like that. But why would you say that part?
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't make sense.
But they do it.
I wouldn't even say it because it sounds gay when I'm saying it. It actually is gay. It doesn't even sound gay. It is gay.
Straight man telling somebody, I don't care how mad you are playing around, you still don't have no business telling another man. And if you don't get on like that to tell somebody, even though you're trying to get under his skin, you shouldn't have said that.
Well, you did an interview with Swamp Storiez recently. And, number one, good job to the dude who runs it. He put that together pretty well. But they named it Birdman's Evil Hitman. Did you know they're going to name it that?
No. When I saw that, I laughed because I understand the clickbait. But I was like, what the work? But I was like, if that would work for him, I'm out, Birdman out, hey, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But a few people hit me up, man, why you? A lot of people in my DM was upset with that. That, because, right now with social media and with so much stuff going on, it's a lot of sensitive areas, But with me, I'm like, I get it because I'm into the YouTube world. I get the clickbait, the stuff he say, and I was like, well, that's a mean title, but go ahead.
Well, no, finish what you're saying.
The reason why, another reason why too, I didn't reach out to him and say change it. Slim didn't call me and say, yo, tell him take that down and change that title. So apparently they wasn't ticked off about it. You know what I'm saying? So I left it alone.
In our last interview, you talked about how you admitted to 40 murders. So some people would call that evil. Do you feel you're evil?
I used to be. I can be.
Okay.
That's
a very honest answer. Okay.
Yeah, because let me be honest with you, Vlad. It be sometimes I look at social media, look at certain people, and I be like, this little chump, and I be like, because people know I denounce the streets, they know I'm not in the streets, so people take a lot of shots, and I be like, now if I came home on some bull crap, like, play with me if you want, I'm out here, if I was doing how Elpo was doing, pulling up in them neighborhoods and really putting down, a lot of them, when they see me, they be doing the Birdman, like, what's up, dog, what's up? Because I know a lot of dudes don't really want that pressure put on them.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I just be like, man, you was on the porch when I was like, you a little boy, you open to be my son. I argue with a lot of youngsters. You know what I'm saying? I get it, and I like to have fun too with them, but like, sometimes I be like, boy, if I put that suit on one more time, let me spin the bend one more time, boy, a lot of y'all gonna be impressed, right? But then I be like, no, they got a bed waiting on me. I ain't going back. No.
They got a place.
Let me tell you
That's what
something.
they say. They got a place for people, people to do that.
When I was at the airplane today, I'm looking at all the little mountains and hills and all that. I say, man, look how beautiful this stuff is. In jail, I wouldn't want to look at a magazine or a TV show me no mountains or hills. That's boring. But now, I don't take none of it for granted. I just enjoy everything. So now, but like I say, it's there, and it can erupt at any given moment. That's why I pray a lot. When I pray, I feel more at ease, and I compress it.
Yeah, I mean, when I walked in, you were praying. So I didn't say anything. I'll let you finish.
I appreciate it.
Didn't want to interrupt you.
I make sure I pray. I got to get that in, Vlad. No matter where I'm at, but I'm going to make sure I'm in a safe environment. But I have to pray. That's what humbles me and keep me focused.
Yeah, I love it, man. My man Trey D, he's a Muslim as well.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes
I have a lot of Muslim friends, actually. Yeah, my man Napoleon. He's
Vlad,
Muslim,
listen, that shaitan, that devil stay busy. So when they be whispering in my ear, man, go do this, man. They plan with you, go do. But then when I pray, I be like, nah, get on, beat it. No, because I know I did half of my life in prison.
Yeah.
And for me, like I went to Walmart. I said, let me go check out their Walmart. I went to Walmart, checking it out, and just walking around, man. So, but like I said, it's there. Yeah, it's there.
Would you consider yourself a serial killer?
Okay, well, hold on. I'm laughing because that was something that I was just used to people like being a serial raper, a serial, this. So when people come, if you killed 3 or more people, you're a serial killer, like, oh, is that a bad thing? Okay, but according to society, yes, But I don't, here's the thing, I don't get offended or get upset when they classify me and put me in these little categories for different. I have done wrong. I have done a lot of dirt. So if you put me in here, okay, cool. But now when people come to my page or when people meet me in person, like, man, you're not like what I thought it would be. So to answer your question, yes.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think separates you from like a Zodiac killer or, someone that went out and just killed people over and over again, just out of pure pleasure out of killing people, not because you had beef, not because they owed him money or it was a hit or whatever else. They just like to see people suffer.
What separates me from them?
Yeah.
I didn't kill innocent people. I've never killed a child. I've never killed a woman. Everybody who I killed were in the streets. And here's the thing too, I just was telling somebody, it's not good to glorify that I killed my own people, but they'll kill or be killed.
Okay.
That's the field we was in. So it wasn't like I saw the average 9-to-5 man coming home from work, come here, bring me your wallet, and shot him, or I got a new gun and I'm trying to be jumped in the gang and just kill somebody just for funds. All my stuff was hits, beef, and I was just telling somebody, I'm the 3 of the original hot boys that was brothers are deceased.
Yeah.
So we live by the gun, we die by the gun.
Yeah, I mean, one of the regular guests on our shows, Nicholas Irving, a.k.a. The Reaper, he killed 33 people as a sniper. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, some people call him a serial killer, but he was doing his job in a way. And, Sammy the Bull, we talked about the comparisons, and both of them said, yeah, there's comparisons between what we were doing. We were both told to go do something, and it was our job to do. It wasn't just innocent people. It wasn't, like you hear certain people like the Iceman. Remember him? No. He was a mafia hitman, and he would like talk about how he would buy a crossbow and then he would just like pull up to a random person, just shoot him in the head just to try it out, just to see what would happen. Like that type of thing. Like it's just human life didn't really matter. He had a history of like torturing animals and stuff like that when he was a kid. You see people like Jeffrey Dahmer that would like kidnap people and eat them. Do you think there's a hard line between people like that and what you are?
Yes, that's as you said. That's what I was visualizing. I'm like, now that's serial killers right there. I can't fathom cutting somebody and biting. No, indeed. No, man, that's some sick stuff there.
But in our last interview, you talked about seeing someone you knew saw someone's body up.
Yes.
Could you do that yourself?
Now, no, but back then, yes.
But you don't think that that's serial killer behavior, sawing up a body?
Yeah, back then, yeah, of course. See, like, here's the thing. Now, I'm more conscious. So, like, back then, I was just like, man, it is what it is. Let's just do this and bragging and laughing about it. Young, dumb, goofy, right? Now that I'm older, like, when I go on social media and I see the little youngsters shooting people, hitting people, I see people walking, hitting the head, I'd be like, what? I jump, I'd be like, man, yeah, I cringe at some of that stuff. And I'm like, well, you did the same thing before. But now it's like, I'm not in that possessive type of frame of mind. Like, I know when I step out my door, I want to make it back home. I want my mother to see me smiling or my children to see me when I was in the streets. But now, when I step out my door, I'm going to have fun. I'm enjoying life. So now, I don't know. Well, I can, if somebody paid the right amount of money, and I had to cut somebody up, I'm not going to use the one, the electric. So I get it over with fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so New Orleans in the 1990s was one of the murder capitals of America. Out of all the murders that were happening, how many of them were actually solved by the police? And how many of them went completely unsolved and the person just walked free?
I want to say 75% of them unsolved. But I really want to push 80 because New Orleans is different from other states, other cities as well, because we have the 60-day law. Meaning, if the police arrest me, they got 60 days to get a witness to go to the grand jury to get me indicted. On that 58, 59 day, we don't go to all right, you roll out. But then they passed a law where they gave the DA an extra 60 days. So now they got up to 120 days now.
Oh, but there's no statute of limitations for murder, though.
Correct. But if you arrest me, you can't hold me. Like, they got some states, some spots that they can arrest a person for murder and have him locked up for 5, 6 years without going to court.
Yeah, my man Taxstone, he was locked up for 7 years, I think.
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. But in New Orleans, that's not happening. If you arrest me for murder, you got 60 days to indict, or you can file, the DA got to file and get an additional 60 days. But other than that, you got to release me. Now, if you get more evidence, then you can come back and arrest me and you get more evidence. Mm-hmm. But, so, that was easy for us. But and then here's another thing. When you get arrested in New Orleans for a homicide or whatever, you will get a police report, you're going to have their name, date of birth, social security number, where they work at, phone number, everything. So the witness is going to get touched before you can't go to grand jury.
Well, you talked about a situation when you first met Birdman, when he pulled up and you jumped in his car. Mm-hmm. What happens next?
We go for a ride. I'm excited. But no, when I first got in the car, a gun go to the back of my head. And I'm like, what the? I'm shocked because I'm happy to see big bro, nice car. But I'm like, what? So he got a female in the car with him, and he was like, see, that's the first rule. Don't never get in that front seat, let nobody sit behind you. Unless you know who this person is, you really trust the person. You just jumping here, you're not paying attention. So I was being groomed. Then it's a situation somebody owed him money, and I'm always talking. As a youngster, I always wanted to be a gangster. I've always wanted to just have that gun, to be powerful. And he took me for the ride and go whack somebody.
Okay, so when you first met, that was the first time you met him in the car?
No.
You'd known him from before?
Yeah, we was young. We had to stay together, yeah.
Okay, but you had not seen him for a while?
Now. Right, yeah.
Okay, so you jump in the car with him, and a girl that was sitting behind the passenger seat pulls out a pistol and puts it in the back of your head. Mm-hmm. You're what, 11 years old?
Yeah.
Was that the first time you'd ever had a gun pointed at you?
Yeah, I had a gun before, but that was the first time somebody put it in my head, and I'm with somebody that I'm trusting. But it was a lesson, and because years later, a few homeboys, a few people I know, get in that front seat, didn't make it out. So that's a thing we have down our way. Certain people don't ride in that front. Certain people don't let people get in the back seat.
So what was going through your head as there's a gun pointed to the back of your head?
I'm about to be killed.
Oh, so you thought it was over?
Yeah, I'm like, well, what I did, like, because I know, I mean, why the gun to me? I was supposed to have the gun pointed at somebody else, you know, because I'm looking at you to protect me and show me the lifestyle. But don't be coming to harm me. But that's in my head. And then he just laughed and told me, you know, always pay attention who in that back seat. And that just stuck with me for years.
What's the age difference at this point between you and Birdman? You're 11, he's how old?
17.
Okay.
He's about 17.
So he's almost an adult.
Yeah.
Okay. But by this time, he had been in the streets for a while.
Getting money, yes.
Getting money. Okay. Now, the second situation. Mm-hmm. What happened there?
I guess somebody owed him money. Okay. And by me always happy to see him and talking all this gangster stuff, oh, I'll do this, I'll rob somebody, I'll shoot somebody, I'll do this and this. Come on, get in the car. And that's why I don't bring up that situation, but I understand when older people get young people to do dirt, because back then, now they'd changed all them laws, now you get a life sentence now. But back then, the most that I could have got juvenile life was 21 years. Once you're 21 years old, I mean, so you 11, 12, 13 years old, you get a murder, whatever you do violent, you get juvenile life, it's 21 years old, you go home. Back then.
So they basically, you could do a murder without a life sentence if it's a kid.
Back then, but now things change. Now they're giving you.
Well, what if the kid says that you're the one that put him up to it? Then you could potentially get a real life sentence. But then it's hard to, I guess, prove.
Right, because he'd be like, you young.
Oh, he confused. You
right,
don't know what
he
he's
lying.
talking about.
I wasn't with the little boy. He lying, you know what I'm saying? Because back then, like now, it's cameras everywhere. Mm-hmm. Cameras and cell phones. So people pretty much recording everything. They go either, If you can't put you on the scene, they're gonna see, well, we saw under the circumstantial evidence, by the preponderance of the evidence, you was in a car with him. We see you going up the block this way. Yeah, we didn't see you pull the trigger. We didn't see you give him the gun, but we did see you guys together. So that's how they wrapping people up in this day and time because of all the cell phones and the camera.
Okay, so he pulls up on you and gives you a gun. Was it a 22?
38.
38. A real gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the bullets come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 22, you can get shot with a 22 and walk away from it.
Yes.
38, that's it.
No, I have a best friend that was shot with a 22 and died.
Well, no, I understand that. I mean, anything. I mean, you could shoot someone with a bow and arrow and they could die. But I'm just saying a 38 versus a 22 is a very different situation. So he hands you a 38 and says someone owes him some money and go handle that?
Yeah, come on. Brought me around the corner, pointed him out, shoot him.
Okay.
I get out the car, walk up, shot him to the head, the chest, and in the back, because he fell. And I ran, instead of me jumping back in the car, I ran back home.
Okay. Did he survive?
No.
Did you actually admit to this when you did your whole admission thing?
No.
With the feds?
No.
So we don't even know who we're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I'm be tripping, because I never admitted to that, and then it's always like, because it's really happened. He know it really happened. We know it really happened, but not on this block. You see what I'm saying? So it's
lots of people are getting killed. This could have been anybody.
Yeah.
Or it could have been nobody. All right, so we don't know that it actually happened.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I would let him do and did the murder.
I'm gonna let it fly then. If there's nothing that could tie him to it, this is just an urban legend thing that we're just gonna let fly.
Okay.
Okay. Had you shot someone before then?
No, but I've shot a gun before.
But not at somebody?
Right. You know, you got the little cats in the yard and shooting in the backyard.
Okay.
Going to the park, shooting in the air, that kind of stuff.
Well, because I remember you talked about in your interviews that Blackie Mo, that was a dude that really kind of put you under his wing and taught you a bunch of stuff. Was this before Blackie Mo?
Yeah, this was before Blackie Mo taught me. This, and Blackie Mo time was 92. So we talking like 85 now with me and Birdman, but Blackie Mo was 92. That's when I really,
that was years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This shooting happened, you go back home. Didn't you put like the gun under your couch or something?
No, I had it in my bedroom,
under your bedroom,
the bed. Under the bed, because like my mother's bedroom was the last room, and we had the second room. And it was like about maybe 3 days later, he come back around there and gave me some money and asked me for the gun, where that gun at. Had I known what I know today, I would never give a person a murder weapon. I would never do that.
Because now they have evidence to put you away.
Right. No matter who they are.
Yeah.
In this day and time, I would never. And the crazy part about it, we was at a park and we saw some of our enemies, shot him up, ran out the park, but he survived. And two of my homeboys, older, one deceased now, one still alive, right now to this day. Y'all all right, give us the gun, give me the gun, we're gonna put him up.
Had you shot someone before then?
But like, no, we good. And we ran off with the guns because right then and there, it just clicked in my mind, oh, they trying to get my gun because they want to keep a gun. But nah, man, because we wouldn't throw it. And that's how we wound up getting in trouble for the feds now too. It's just crazy because we would never throw away guns. Like we might trade them off, move them around, but we just keep certain guns we just kept. And them guns come back and hunt you in the long run.
Yeah, I've always had a thing where, you know, because I go to studios, I go to people's homes, there'll be like guns lying on the table, coffee table, whatever, kitchen. I would always make it a point to never touch anybody's guns. I don't want my fingerprints on that shit in any capacity. Nor do I ever show people my guns at home. You know, I never pull them out. I never brag. I remember I interviewed Jason Wlliams. He had people at his house. He was showing them off. The shotgun that he had actually went off and shot his driver and killed him.
Wow.
I had to go to prison. You know, try to jump in the pool to try to hide the residue and whatever, but ultimately the story came out. He didn't mean to do it, just playing around with guns, and it just went off and just killed a random person.
How much time they give him?
He did a few years. And he was messed up. He was crying in the interview talking about it. It messed him up. messed up his career, messed up his life.
I started showing, I had some other players in the house too, and I went to my bedroom and I had my shotguns for my skeet machine in there, and there was a bullet still in one of the shotguns from shooting skeet earlier in the day. I take responsibility. I'm not gonna say somebody did that, and that. I was supposed to look down the barrel. I was showing people guns. Here goes a gun. Here, look at this one. You know, this coach gave me this. This is beautiful. This. And when I went to slap the gun closed to hand it, I didn't even know that Mr. Christophe was in the house there. The gun went off and hit Mr. Christophe in the chest, and it killed him instantly. I then jumped, ran out the house, jumped into the swimming pool, came back up, and we called 911 instantly after it happened. But I just panicked. I did a cowardly act of not staying there after an accident and taking it. I tried to cover it up, and I ended up going to trial for this, Vlad. The trial took 8 years. I ended up going to jail for aggravated assault. We know it's an accident. I took care of their family. I'm not saying that suffices, because you took everything a man has and everything he's gonna have for the rest of his life. He just got out of where a bad situation in his life where he's coming out and get his life together where I'm going in now. He didn't have any family. He had a sister. She forgave me. I don't know if it was more of a letter she forgave me. She never came up and told me. She's probably still angry with me, and I understand that. I went on and I went to prison for 27 months for obstruction of justice was the main charge. And that's where I'm at.
You know, that guy didn't deserve it. There was no animosity. It was just, hey, I'm showing off. It was like a bunch of kids at his house, like, you know, like some college kids that he was working with or something, or high school kids. I forgot what it was. But yeah, I mean, it's a gun. In the words of Tony Ayo, you don't put a dress on it. You don't play with it. It's a gun. It's there for one reason. If I pull out a gun on you, that's going to be the last thing you see. That's my intention.
Pull it, you got to use it.
Yeah. That's why I've never pulled out a gun on anybody.
Yeah, that's the street law. You pull it, you got to use it.
Yeah. So he comes back a couple of days later. You give him the gun back. He gives you some money.
Mm-hmm.
How long after that until you do another shooting?
88.
So this is 3 years later.
Yeah.
So a lot of time passed.
Right.
Did you ever tell anyone during that time what you did?
No.
Aha.
Not even my brothers that I lived in the house with.
Okay.
Never. I only recently started talking about that once I got, and there's no disrespect to nobody else, because I really sat down and got an immunity for a lot of homicides. So I recently just started talking about certain things that I know people can't get in trouble for or get locked up for now. But it's certain things I still wouldn't talk about, you know. And I know a lot of people like, man, why you say that? Listen, man, trust me. I know what I'm doing. I done did time. I know how this gang go. I'm not gonna sit down in a interrogation room and let the people say, okay, because in my plea agreement, that's federal public records, it says that you protected for drugs, not for violence. Mm-hmm. So if we find about any violence, we can come back and charge you for this. It's in my plea agreement.
Well, you talked about how at one point Slim came by your house and had you jump in the car, and there was a white dude in the car with him.
Insurance man.
Yeah. What happens next?
I had me sign a paper. And you know what? It's crazy too, because now you can't just do that. Yeah. You got to have parent permit. And all the while in my mind, it's like, okay, now when I get, older, years pass, I start realizing that this was his connect. And how they do it, they want to know where your family members live at.
Because it was life insurance.
Right.
Signed. Do you know how much it was for?
No.
No idea.
Because
you were how old?
11.
11.
Yeah.
At 11 years old, you're, well, is Slim your half brother or no?
Baby and Slim brothers, yeah.
But are they full brothers?
Yeah,
same
they got the
parents?
same mother and same father.
That always confused me because they look so different.
Yeah.
I always assume one of them has a different parent, but I guess they
they're
don't.
the same parent.
Okay, so this is your half brother Slim. He has you sign insurance that basically says if you die, he's the beneficiary.
No. What happens is, whatever dealings he got with this insurance guy, if you messed his money up, he dies, and we gonna get paid from him.
I don't understand. Okay, you just signed life insurance, a life insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the beneficiary if you die from that life insurance policy?
I guess the insurance man, whoever the people was.
Okay.
So listen what I'm saying. I'm dealing with this light right here, this light that giving me cocaine.
Okay.
The average supplier want to know who your family members are, so if you run off with their drugs, they're gonna kill your family.
Okay.
So now, his collateral is me.
Who's collateral?
Slim collateral is me. So if these people give him all this cocaine, whatever they was giving him, and if he run over and mess it up, we gonna kill your little brother, but in the process of killing your little brother, it's gonna be an insurance policy. Money gonna be paid.
To who?
I don't know who it's to, but I just know I just signed the papers.
There has to be a beneficiary.
Right, but I'm saying, I don't know, because I was young. I just signed papers. I remember a white man being there, Slim, and me.
Okay. Did you ever have a conversation with Slim about this later on? No.
A lot of stuff. Slim would never talk about street stuff.
I mean,
right now
is that insurance policy? I mean, you're still alive, so that insurance policy is probably still in effect.
And guess what? I'm not going to say her name, but one of my son's mother, when I signed a birth certificate for my son, the grandma put me on insurance too.
Okay.
And I found out from her first. She was like, guess what, sister put you on? I'm like, oh, yeah. But I had did all this federal time, so that might still be active. I don't know.
Okay. I remember this long time ago, Birdman and Manny Fresh were beefing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably over money.
This 05, 06, you say?
Yeah, probably.
That's when everybody was leaving.
Yeah.
Wayne was the only one still left.
I think so,
because Wayne took all fresh beats off.
I think so, yeah. And I think like Manny Fresh sounded like he really just, hey man, listen, I just want to be left alone and whatever. And Birdman, let me see if I can actually find the quote. I don't remember the details of this exactly, but there was a back and forth, and Birdman said something to the effect of, "Don't make me show you what these tattoo tears about." Mm-hmm. How old was Birdman when he got those tattoo tears?
I don't know. I know I got mine in 92.
Oh, you have a tattoo tear?
Yeah, I got two on one side, one other. I try to get it off because every time when I used to go to jail for murder, the DAs be like, Yana, he has teardrop. He's a menace to society. Don't let him out, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, back then they had this little laser thing, you go through different stuff.
Yeah.
I heard it's different now, but I know I got mine in 92. So I don't know when when he got his.
Do you always remember him having tattoo tears?
No.
No. They came later then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tattoo tears mean different things for different people.
No, in my city, mean bodies.
Bodies.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody getting tattooed teardrops in my city, they got bodies.
I remember interviewing some law enforcement, and they said that a lot of the people in their experience that have tattoo tears don't actually have bodies that's used as intimidation.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah.
Because it automatically makes a person think that that's a killer and I need to be careful around this person.
Mm-hmm.
What percentage of tattoo tears do you think are actually accurate based on what you've seen? Have bodies attached to them is what I'm saying.
Let's go 50-50.
50-50.
Because now, in this day and time with social media, everybody want to be either tied to a gangster or want to be a gangster. They think that's a cool thing to do. I'm a shooter, I'm a gangster, so this is what it is. I'm going to go get all this tats and all. And later on, be like, man, why I did that?
Well, you said that you would get calls for hits.
Mm-hmm.
This is during cell phones?
Mm-hmm.
So people would be comfortable enough to have a call that's traced on a cell phone from their personal phone to your personal phone to talk about a murder.
That's how I got, once I went to the Fed, they tapped my cell phone.
Aha.
Yeah, the guy used to beat me, and I would call, but it took him maybe 4 months to get my phone tapped, but they actually got me on the phone talking about criminal activity. The feds, yes.
Yeah, I'm always so scared of phones. Like, if I'm ever talking to a friend of mine and we start talking crazy, I'll always be like, all right, if anyone's listening, I'm making all this up. I have no idea. No timing, nothing crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I assume, matter of fact, I always assume when speaking to people that the phone call is being recorded in some capacity. Mm-hmm. I just assume that. Because I've had, people like Turk have recorded my phone calls and put it out. So I just assume, unless it's someone I really, 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 really trust and we go back 20 years, I assume when me and Boosie talk, I assume we're not recording each other. What I'm saying? I never even think that. But people who I just deal with casually, I assume that my phone call is being recorded. So I never talk to anybody.
Yeah, you text a lot.
I text. But even if I text, I won't text something crazy because I know that it could just get reposted. So
yeah, that's how my mother be. If I'm on the phone and I hear in there, boy, you know the Fed listen for. Like, mama, I ain't do nothing. People, she be spooked. That's how she be. Anything the Fed listen to, your phone tap, boy. But I didn't, my homeboy, he's a C Killer Stone. He used to tell me how the feds can arrest you for talking on the phone. I didn't believe that. And, man, we used to talk reckless on the phones because we were young. We didn't know no better.
Yeah.
Because first thing you thinking, the feds they only target, first we thought the feds target the mob. Then it went to the big kingpins. And once they got all that, okay, now the little bottom tier. Now we got, I met guys in Fed with little grams of crack conspiracy. I know guys, one guy had 15, one guy had 30 years for one bullet. So the Feds just started getting outrageous, grabbing any and everything. But yes, we used to talk on that phone, man. And sometimes I'd be thinking man, we could have got that penalty.
What was the most you ever got paid for a hit?
$40,000.
$40,000. What was the most you ever heard of someone paying for a hit?
$50,000.
So pretty close to what you got.
Yeah.
The $40,000 hit, is that something you admitted to?
Mm-hmm.
What was it for?
Drug deal gone bad. It's the guy who paid me, he's in the Fed. He front people drugs. And sometimes a person would look at you and be like, he's soft, I ain't gonna pay him.
Yeah.
And that might be the case. The person might be soft and is not a violent person, but they have money. So now with the disrespect, you know what? Go ahead. Now, and I've seen people killed for $2,500.
Okay, so you got paid $40,000 for someone who ripped off someone for some drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And you went through with it.
Of course.
You got paid up front?
Half.
Half up front.
Half up front and half when you finish.
How nervous are you collecting the back end on a payment like that, knowing that, you talked about how certain dudes who will put out hits and then kill the dude when they come to collect the money.
Mm-hmm.
How nervous were you collecting that money?
I wasn't nervous because I always had somebody with me. One of the hot boys or somebody was with me that's another killer that watched my back or hold me down because I know how cutthroat people are.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we were on point back then.
So you never got ripped off for a payment?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. By age 15, you had killed 6 people. 4 of them were with Mosquito.
My best friend.
Your best friend. Why the name Mosquito?
Because he looked like a mosquito. We used to call him. We used to call him. He looked like a little mosquito. His mother used to call him Rookie, and then he got the name Mosquito.
Okay.
And he just ran with that.
When you say 4 of them was with Mosquito, was he the trigger man part of the time, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Then that's what BG and a few of the homeboys had a problem with.
What do you mean?
because he was a trigger man most of the time too, because he loved to squeeze that trigger, and he's deceased, and they had went and got some of the paperwork, and it was like, oh, he ratting on the dead. How they did that video.
Who do you think was crazier, you or Mosquito?
Mosquito.
Really?
I believe everybody I hung with was more crazy than me. Because all my life I've always been small and skinny, so I've never been the intimidating type of guy. So I've always been the one that could think though. Before we run out there, hold on, let's put this together. I was always one of them. That's why I got a lot of respect from a lot of the OGs, a lot of the older people, because I just wasn't gonna just jump out there head first. You couldn't just tell me, look, go in the courtyard and go air all them out. Like, hold on, what's going on? How much money involved? Who getting what? Because I had been played before like that with Eric Maurice.
What happened with Eric Maurice?
I come home, broke out of juvenile jail, talking all this gangster talk again, like I always used to do. Want to impress the older, he wasn't that older than me, but he was a few years older than I was. And there was a hit out on the guy, and I was telling him, like, man, I go and do this and this. I said, because I used to cuss a lot. And he gave me a Mac 11. I walked up the courtyard, hit the boy up. He was a little older guy too, hit him up. The guy ran in the hallway. I ran in the hallway behind him. And when I went to stand over him, this pretty lady come out the door. Beautiful. And she's like, baby, don't kill him. I looked at her, looked at him, and I just ran out the hallway. A year later, when I got caught, I lied about my age and went to the adult jail. And I was on the 6th floor, he was on the 5th floor. And he was real loud, and a lot of deputies used to like him because he used to make them laugh and he used to talk a lot of smack. And this pretty deputy, she popped my door one day. She said, William, I come out to the bar, she said, they call you Gangsta? I was like, yeah. She was like, all right. I'm like, what's up? She said, you can go back to your cell. And then we went on the yard for they had a little jazz band. They let a few tears go on the yard, and he was out there. And my pot, he did 31 years. He's home now. He still called himself juvenile to this day. But I was like, but anyway, so he knew what was good. He knew what to do, because I didn't really know how to do look. Because I just did a favor for my homeboy I was trying to impress. He was like, "What to do right there? You shot up." I look, and then he's across from like where you at. I'm over here against the wall, and the big guy standing up, and there's another guy. We both got green shirts on. So I'm reading his lips. He like, "Little Gangsta on the 6th floor. That's the one who shot me up. Beat him up for me." So I look up, and the big dude like, "I got you." So I'm thinking, well, I'm a little youngster. This dude might, all y'all around the same age. You, him, and this guy. So I'm thinking this guy who agreed to beat up Lil Gangsta, thinking it's him. So Juvenile was like, man, I'm gonna help you fight him. So when we go upstairs, problem was, you got this side, got 3 cells, 10-man cells, and this side. Juvenile was on this side, so the guy was in cell 1, I was in cell 2. So I didn't go in my cell, I stood outside in the hallway because he was a big guy, and I was like, I prefer to fight him out here, so hopefully the deputy come in and break us up right quick. But the guy walked up, came in there, and just walked in the cell and shut the door, locked the gate. I was like, all right, cool. And I went in my cell and locked the gate. And later on that day, let him out. He said, you the guy? I said, yeah. You the one shot water boy? I said, yeah. He said, man, I like you, man. You kept it real. And the crazy part about it, Vlad, the guy I shot, I finally talked to him when I got out the feds. Him and I finally talked. I shot that man in 91, and me and him finally talked in 2022.
How'd that conversation go?
He was one of the ones that thought I was coming home on some bull crap. He was like, man, I'm out the streets, I'm not in the streets, I don't want no problem. And it was a mediator. One of my homeboys I used to respect called me, was like, man, I'm making a call, and I let him know, bro, you ain't on that foolishness no more. Y'all ain't with this, but he wanted to hear from you. Hey, what's up? We talked, and we was able to squash it. Do I trust him? No. But I think for me and the next man, that's why I stay my distance from everybody.
Have you ever talked to anyone that shot you?
No.
Would you?
Yeah. I would love to talk to somebody who shot me. I've been shot in 91, 94, and 96.
3 times?
3 different occasions. Are
those people still alive?
I don't know, because nobody never owned up to it.
So you don't know who shot you?
No.
Okay.
Nobody never owned up to it.
So let's just say I bring in a man, sits down next to you, say, hey, I shot you in '96. I was on a different level back then. I'm not on that anymore. I apologize. Let's go have some lunch.
He paying?
He's paying.
Let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah, just here's the thing. I've got away with a lot of stuff. Like I just told you, I shot the guy and we talked about it. But I would like to know, like, who sent you? How much did you get paid? Like, was you nervous? Did you? And I respect it because you always kept it a secret. You never bragged about it because I should be wanting to know who did that. But yeah, I wouldn't. In this day and time, I'm not harving a lot of that stuff because, like I say, Vlad, if I jump out there and delete, kill one person, it's like 19 other people I be thinking. Like I used to sit in my cell, let's be like, nah, I remember I gave him some drugs. He ain't bring my money, but he think I'm stupid. I remember I let him hold my gun, and I remember he did this. And I should be thinking about people that got away, like the people who killed my best friend, the old hot boy. And I think I'd be like, it's one or two. I was like, and I added like 20 people when I was in jail that I wanted to kill. So my thing be, I would rather just leave that life alone altogether. That's what when you were saying about the evil part, I was like, if I let it out and hit him, I might well just go on a spree.
Yeah.
So that's why I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna stay away from that stuff.
Well, you talked about for a lot of your hits, you didn't even get paid. You just got clothes.
Yeah, because I always wanted to dress nice, and I was young. And I felt like I wanted the attention, and I just was speaking about this, I wanted to be feared. I wanted people to be scared of me, not knowing that that's a bad thing. Some people think if somebody fear you or they scare you, it's good. No, that's a bad thing because that person that fear you or scare you, they're gonna try to get rid of you.
Yeah. I remember when I did Drink Champs, I think Nori asked me, fear or love? And I say love. I said, I have no use of anyone being scared of me. I have no use of anyone being scared of me. I don't try to make people scared of me. It's not a goal on any level for me at all. Nor do I want to be scared of other people.
I want people to like me.
Yeah. I'd
rather be liked because, and it pays off for me for years. When somebody like me, they gonna always come give me a heads up. Hey, yo, such and such say this. Yeah. Hey, yo, watch yourself, such and such. All right, go look at that. Thank you, man. Being feared is one of the worst things that you could have going on because, like I say, the person that fear you or the person that's scared of you gonna try any and everything they can do to get rid of you.
Oh, yeah.
You're a threat to them.
Yeah, I mean, most of my violent situations, there was fear at the heart of them. I wanted to do something to them before they could do it to me because I thought they were going to kill me. So I tried to kill them. Like basically, my home invasion story that, I talked to you about last time.
Yeah, you're a stepper. You classify as a stepper.
No, I just wanted, I was scared, man. I thought I was going to die. So I feel, well, if he's gone, then I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
That's how I felt at the time. You know what I mean? But I was scared. I thought he had a gun. Like, so, hey, it is what it is. So yeah, fear, I have no use of it in my current life, man. Well, you told me this one situation you were with Sterling, and you said the Birdman fronted you $1 kilo. And you said Sterling wanted to rob Baby.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
We all had just come home, and we had met him by the gas station. He had prime time with. A lot of people ask about prime time. Prime time used to be a police officer.
Okay.
He was a real police officer, but he was a crooked cop, gangster, a shooter. So Prime Park over here, Birdman, chopping it up with it. Boy, I got you. He go you a brick. He go you a brick. And you gotta understand, you got 4 young wild men just getting out of prison, out of jail, whatever. And you talking about, that's why I never liked coke when we was talking about the cocaine, because back then, cocaine ranged anywhere from 17.5, 19.5, 20. The highest I ever seen it was 21,000. So how you gonna tell somebody bring me 21? Let's just say 21,000 back, and I might only make 5 or 6,000, maybe 10,000, whatever. I know with cocaine, the one who front you gonna get more money than you unless you go to the block and break down and make rocks and powder bag. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Well, I didn't. So when we was over by the gas station, I just looked at Sterling. I saw that look and I was like, No, I shook my head like, no, don't do it.
Because you thought Sterling was about to rob him.
Yeah, I saw the look. Like, you know when you hang with people a while and you just know their ways.
Yeah.
And I just have a good gift for reading people, just looking at people. And I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the body language. I'm looking like, because you got to keep in mind, if he giving us, all of us, a kilo apiece, so we know he got more kilos in that car, he going to drop off to somebody else. And I'm like, don't do it, because now I got to choose.
Right, and then Birdman pulled you aside. What did he say?
That was later.
Oh, that was later?
Yeah, because he peeped the vibe too. Like,
okay,
if you had to, if I need you to hit Sterling or one, where would you do it? Of course I'm going to tell you, yeah, I'm going to do it, because you got Prime, the police officer, right here. You know what I'm saying? I know if I give you the wrong answer, I might not make it out this room.
Okay.
So, and I sit down, man, a lot of time. Sometimes that's why I get a little frustrated with him with this industry gangster stuff, because I'm like, bro, we've been through too much, seen too much for you to be doing this.
So let's just say you were put in a position, there's a gun in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You got to kill Birdman or Sterling at that moment. You have to kill one of them, or else you're just going to get shot in the head.
Back then?
Back then.
I would have hit Bird.
Because you were closer to Sterling.
Yeah. Like I used to always tell people this. My blood brothers by my mother, I never looked at them as my brothers. I looked at the hot boys, the people around as my brothers, because we ran the streets together, we killed together, we used to wear each other's clothes. We really hung together. These my brothers. So that would have been Bird would have. I'd have been the Birdman.
I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense. Because you and Birdman are not the same age. Right. You guys didn't grow up together.
Right.
So you guys didn't spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, none of that.
Just is what it is. Yeah.
He might look at it like he might want to come out of retirement. Might see he hear this. Yo, you would hit me? All right, so what?
Well, at one point you had a round table.
Yeah.
With the Hot Boys, Birdman, and Slim. What did you guys talk about?
The rules of the game, the streets.
Okay, and they are?
And the main rule was, and I made it up looking at Birdman, thinking he was going to be the weak link, never talk to law enforcement. And that's why I tell people, I understand, I don't get mad when people be like, well, no, you snitch, you ratted. Because, like, me and you in this room right now, we talking. Mm-hmm. I leave out your room and like, man, what you was doing? Well, I was just in there just talking to Vlad, I was just telling him about, they got some cookies on sale in Walmart. But I would tell you about the Snicker bars, milk, cookies, ice cream, cereal, all that stuff. So I don't know what really go on in interrogation room. So one of my rules was never talk to law enforcement either. Don't even all that like we ain't never went through that interrogate. That stuff they doing now with we ain't never went through that stuff. When the homicide king got me from juvenile jail in 1992 of December, they brought me to the homicide division, brought me upstairs, set me down at that desk, and he got that little typewriter. He said, hold up, before you get his statement, let me call your mother. And he said, he get the phone to me. I said, Mama, my mama's exact words were, tell him you don't want to talk, you want an attorney. I said, I don't want to talk, one lawyer. And man, so you booked with first degree murder, armed robbery. Yeah, man, so, I was coached by my mother back then. My rules and things that we put together, and I was talking to him because in my mind I was like, if we ever get busted, man, I don't know I don't want him to go in there and talk to people, none of this and this, and I wound up violating it.
The other rules were never rob each other.
Yes.
Did that ever happen?
Never.
Never. Never kill innocent people.
Facts.
Anything else?
Never kill innocent people. Never, no children. We didn't kill no women. No stealing. And you know what? I violated the stealing rule too. I stole from one of them. I stole from OG Blabber. And the crazy part about it, I played a dangerous game. I blamed it on the girl whose house he had the money. Well, I didn't blame it on her. he thought it was her, and he wanted to hit her. He wanted to whack her too, but he had too much love for her. He just let it go.
How much did you steal?
$40,000.
A lot of money.
Yeah, but he had money. He was caking.
Okay.
He had so much money. I thought he had miscounted. I didn't think he would know. But he was, and I come around, he was ticked up. Man, she playing a game, man. But he knew it. He realized it was his fault. He was like, man, I was supposed to been move this money. I had asked him, I said, bro, you got some dope? He told me no. I said, you got some money on you, man? I'm trying to go get this. I was trying to hook up one of my other homeboys because he had some heroin for a cheaper price. And I was trying to borrow money from Blabber because my money was in the 17th ward, and he lied and told me he had her, and we was in a project. So how I stumbled up on his money, one night I'm bored. I go to the old side of the project, and I go in this girl's house because I had a key to her house too. And I know this is what Blabber used to keep his stash. So I go in there, and he used to be upstairs in her bedroom was upstairs. She had 2 bedrooms upstairs. Downstairs was the living room, the kitchen, all that stuff. And like when you go up the stairs, they have a door that you go up in there. And I just happened to go and open that door this night. And there was like a ice cooler, but it had clothes in it. And I was like, and I went down in there and it was money. I said, this is what Blabber got his stash. He got money with $30. So I just grabbed a few stacks and left out. He wanted to kill her too.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
So he knows you took it.
Yeah,
these days.
This what happened. When I started doing my hood story, I just started talking about stuff. So he was a little mad with me about the cooperation stuff too as well, because he's solid. I'm talking about people in Angola to this day still call him and check in with him. People in the federal, paying attention, federal, call and holler at him. They love him, you know, so. He talked about me on one of them YouTube channels before too, but he loved me, you know. So it's one of them things where we just was wilding, doing stuff, but I was one of the main ones that I'd make rules and break rules.
So does he feel like he wants that money back?
I don't know. We did too. We both did the same amount of time. The crazy part about it, the dude wore the wire on him in the jail, and he was bragging about the homicide. That's how I got life. So basically, we even.
Okay.
Yeah, we even, man. Cause listen, Vlad, I had played to 20 years, man. I got my PSI, I'm waiting to get to 20 years, and then they don't got no court there. I said, what's going on? Oh, they say they got you on the phone trying to send a hit from. Just said, come on, man. Y'all think I'm stupid? Don't disrespect my intelligence like that. I was already, my phone was tapped, and I was trying to kill a connect. Y'all think I'm gonna be in jail trying to send a hit? Then kind of find out the guy woke Blab up out of his sleep, and man, you think Gangsta gonna tell him to murder to cut his 20 years? But I'm like, nah, I know he would never do that. But if he was to do it, he implicated me in murders. And so they enhanced me and gave me life. So we even.
Okay.
Yeah.
You knew Soldier Slim.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he actually pulled out a Mac 11 on you.
No, this what happened. First of all, Soldier Slim, Magnoid Slim, he the first one to put my name in the song too. What happened was, he tall, you know, I'm short. And he had this thing where he just stare. He just look at you. And I know I was a little older than him, right? But I'm like, So one day, that's the people with the killers, the Black and More, you know, the older dudes. So I had the Mac 11, and I pulled my shirt up and flexed on him. And he just looked at me. So his son, mother, Magnolia Dana, saw me coming up the courtyard, and she went in the hallway, got the Mac 90, a chopper. We had SKSs, AKs, and Mac 90s back then. And she went and got it's a Mac 90 with the little hole in the wood in the back. But anyway, and she handed it to him, and he up, like, you know, he had like, let me know, like, now I got you. He got back to Black and More, and he called both. He said, listen, don't never pull a gun or point a gun at somebody unless you're gonna use it. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't be out here with this fool. He got on both of us, and we just left it alone.
Didn't Lil Wayne shoot himself in the chest playing with a gun?
Playing with a gun, yeah.
Almost died.
Yep, and we always, that's why I be telling people, the stuff they're doing right now, there's not nothing new. But I guess by me now being on the outside looking in, I'm like, wow. I be like, and I once was a part of that. And I be like, man, I really used to do that crazy, that stuff. And And my heart just go out to a lot of them youngsters because they don't have a clue what awaits them in prison.
Yeah. Well, Soulja Slim was becoming a big name in New Orleans, and he had his first concert.
Rebel Boy Hallelujah.
And
no, not the Rebel. In Treme Center.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And things didn't go according to plan. At one point, a guy gets on stage and tries to mess up the show. I guess y'all get involved, made him apologize. Then another dude gets on stage and I guess punches one of your little homies in the face. What happens next?
We deep in the concert. I want to say it was around Christmas because New Orleans had this paper, the Time Picayune, and on Friday we had what you call a lamb yacht. And I remember it went crazy in the school because I had jumped up and had my 3 fingers like for third ward, and I had on red and green with the green jabos. Well, this rapper, I don't know why he got this idea thinking he about to get up here and disrespect Magnolia Slim and half of the Magnolia at this concert. And he on the stage, we right here, we like, boo, get the F off the stage, that third water. All right, y'all got that. So I had another homeboy, he's deceased now too, matter of fact. He was kind of tall too, but he was hanging in the back somewhere. And in New Orleans, it's gangsters in every hood all around. So I don't know what happened with the situation, but I know when we was heading out the part where Slim had performed that we was going to take the pictures in that part, I got the Cali on T-Dub. He said, man, because the homie coming told, he said, man, dudes jumped him. He told us that he got jumped. So we was going to find out what's going on because we deep in there. We trying to see something. We trying to fight. And Dub was like, man, y'all about to go help him? Man, that dude, it was one dude that was a little shorter than him, walked in and punched him in his face, and he ain't do nothing. And we looking, like, you ain't do no, you gonna do something. So after the concert, he did something. We made him do something, but it just go to show you how people be with a group of people, they be talking this gangster stuff like they tough, but it's always somebody scary within that clique.
Well, the man that punches your little homie ends up getting killed.
Yeah.
At the concert.
Right.
In front of hundreds of people.
It was about 50. It wasn't 100.
Okay, so 50 people.
No,
50 witnesses.
It's hundreds. It was a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. And no one saw nothing.
Back then, that's what I said, things different. Now people got cell phones with the camera on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, cameras all over, the red lights, houses got doorbell. They didn't have that back then. Back then, all of us was young teenagers, and we was used to seeing murders and people get killed, and back then you don't talk to no police. We threw rocks at the police, ran from the police.
Have you seen situations where people cooperate and then get killed before it goes to trial?
No.
No. But that's what people are scared of, right?
In my day coming up, you had people telling, but that stuff, like right now, it's at an all-time high. And it's almost like in certain crew, that stuff accepted. They're accepting it because they look at that, oh, he ain't telling us, he ain't telling my crew. But that's another thing too. When I was in the Fed, I saw a guy, he had a light plus 45, and then one day, I said, well, old boy, oh man, he gone. Well, man, he got him a control by Route 35. What? Another dude go home, he was in traffic. He sent pictures. He said, man, tell Gangsta, I said, I'm in traffic, got this beautiful lady next to me. Is he gonna stay in there, do that light or he gonna come on and chill with me? So I'm keeping my ear to the streets, and I know people from my city, a few people that was snitching, going home, people just embracing them, they hood. Hey man, I thought you supposed to kill a rat. But nobody wasn't getting killed, nobody wasn't getting whacked.
Well, you were locked up, I think, at this time, but in 2003, Soulja Slim gets killed. He was 26 years old. I remember this very clearly because I was working on this Tupac mixtape that ended up winning all these awards, Rap Phenomenon. And me and Bun B were working together because Bun B did a verse. I remember I called up Bun B to check on the verse. And I'm like, yo, did you hear about Soulja Slim? He's like, no, what happened? I'm like, he just got killed. He said, oh, damn. I said, did you know him? He said, very well. And he said, well, he's on that on that real shit. So he's like, I can't be totally surprised that this is happening, but this is a very sad situation.
Let me tell you something, Vlad. I'm about to tell you a story. I never told this story. I never said nothing about it because the dude's still living and the female, she's still living. It's this guy that was messing with her. She was Birdman. She was Baby Freak back in the day. And then I got hold of her. Then she started messing with this drug dealer. And she just set drug dealers up too. So she did some cutthroat stuff, talking behind his back. He had her cousin to get her to come to the house. She had her baby with her. They tied her up, they started setting her on fire, trying to burn up and all that. They left the house. One of the guys that was there supposed to be watching her until they come back. Oh, they was going to dig the graves, or that's what they was doing. So she was like, you gonna let him do this to me? And I looked out for you, I said, do this until the dude kind of felt a little bad. He left the door open. She ran out the house, she ran to the neighbor's house. She all burnt, she naked. She stay there, she make a phone call, one of the homeboys come pick her up. They see her, they try to chase her, get away. The dude at the house, Slim see what's going on. Slim got the gun, dude running hide in the house. Slim set the house on fire. The dude kicked in the wall and got through the wall and got away. And that's why I believe Slim got killed. See, everybody was talking about masterpieces and this. The P had nothing to do with that.
Now, I remember I interviewed Juvenile, and he said something to the effect of Slim's people let that happen to him, without going into specifics.
You know, he was our Tupac. He was the Tupac of New Orleans, and not only New Orleans, all the surrounding areas. And, you know, I just felt like, New Orleans should have protected him a little better than that. I feel like that. I put the blame on the people that surrounded him. I always did.
When you first heard the news that he got killed, especially with the success you guys just had, how'd you feel?
Man, I felt like I lost my little brother, man. You know, like I'm getting cheated. Like I'm getting cheated out of something. You know, our dreams and our plans. Well, our first plan was to take over New Orleans with music. We was doing that. And our next plan was to take over the country with music. We were doing that. And for him not to be around to see how successful he could be and see how big of a fan base that he could build and how big of an artist that he could be, I feel like I got cheated out of seeing that and allowing that to happen because I've been wanting to be that person to open those doors up for him.
Well, there was an investigation into his murder, and someone named Jarrell Smith.
We ain't gonna do that one either. Because I'm still in the city, bro. I'm still riding through the city, and I don't like saying people's names and putting people out. I don't like doing that. That's dangerous.
Got it.
What he mean by that is this: Slim had shooters and gangsters around him, but they was in the house. So when he was speaking on his people, he let that happen. Meaning like they was supposed to be there to protect him. They was supposed to be. You see how these rappers how they move now these days? Them little shooters on hand and everybody. You got to protect the money, man. Back then, include Slim, we all were gangsters. But I was in the Fed at the time. But everybody so busy want to be shooters. So nobody not really thinking like Slim the money man, Slim, because they looking like Slim a gangster. Slim gonna protect himself. So when Juven said that, when I saw that too, I was like, okay, he mean, you know, he died on y'all watch.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I heard was that Slim would take drugs a lot himself. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when he would run out, he'd rob the dope man. Mm-hmm. And that type of thing comes back around.
Of course. But that's not why he got killed, because I'm telling you, when he set that house on fire and the dude's still alive, the female's still alive. But I talked with her a few months ago. So I know what happened.
So it was in retaliation of him setting that house on fire.
Yeah, and the dude got away. So the dude felt like, man, I got money, you playing with me?
Yeah. Rest in peace, man. It was sad because me and Juvenile talked about this, about how Slow Motion was actually Soulja Slim's song.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, he didn't have a record deal, and Juvie was hot. So he said, hey, why don't you take the song and I'll do the second verse. And then this will help us both blow up. And then that became what became Soulja Slim's first hit song and one of Juvie's biggest songs.
And I didn't like that song.
Oh, I loved it.
No, the reason why I didn't like it, because, see, I was in a tunnel vision. I was still stuck on Bounce, Hood, Magnolia Slim. So for him to do a song like this, like a crossover, I'm used to that gangster, him talking that.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that ain't Slim. What the world? What's going on? But when I saw it do, I said, oh, okay, the homie got him something. But I was up. I think Slim was gone by then, right? Was he dead by the time?
I think it was right around that time.
Yeah.
It was real close to...
Because he wasn't in the video, right?
No.
That's what, yeah, so he was the C. So, but I was upset because I was like, man, that ain't no Slim. That ain't the Slim I know. But
no, actually, no, I think you're right. I think he had just died, like maybe a few months earlier, maybe a year earlier. Yeah. No, it was close to that time. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, that ain't Slim I know, man. This I don't know what the world going on with this. I can't stand it.
That was a hell of a song, though.
Yeah, because I was like, whoa. Because like I say, I was stuck in my selfish ways. Hood, Magnolia Slim. Soulja Slim was the crossover artist,
right.
And making music, and I wasn't used to that.
Well, at one point, Sterling gets killed. And an interview came out not too long ago by this dude named Ripper, a.k.a. Skip Out the MILF.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about killing Sterling. Now, his version of the story and your version of the story are different.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he said that they had tried to rob him, and it was basically a shooting that, was like a self-defense situation. Someone else had said a story about someone stepped on Sterling's shoes or the other dude's shoes or something like that, but the story is very convoluted. So this guy, Ripper, is he the actual shooter?
Yes.
Did he go to prison for that?
Yes, he did time, everything, yeah.
Okay, you know how long he did?
5 years.
Over a murder?
Yes, because I helped him.
You helped?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Sterling's mother is still upset with me to this day about that, because I helped him. I told people, yes, Sterling was told the gun. Sterling was known to be violent because I wanted him to get out. He, on the other hand, mad, like, he told on me. He snitched on me because he signed affidavits, this is it. But bro, you the one bragging, telling people you did this. You saying, yeah, I did this. But he was lying about the shooting the dice. Ain't too many people gonna come in the Magnolia and shoot no dice.
Didn't he say that you were there with a gun, but you ran?
Yeah.
Were you there when Sterling got killed?
Yes, we was together. Yeah, he right.
So you saw your friend get killed?
Right.
And what did you do?
We both didn't have a gun on us. So this was the thing. I did another video when he contradicted himself on my channel. He first said, I called him. No, he said he pull up on me. He had a chopper and say, "You got something to do? You gonna do something behind that?" And he said, "I said yeah." And he was like, "All right, bro. If you just killed the original Hot Boy, and now you pull up on me with a chopper and you gonna ask me, do I have something to do with it? I'm telling you, yeah, I got something to do. I'm gonna retaliate behind that. And you got a chopper on you, and you won't let loose. That lets you know that he wasn't really seasoned that." I always tell people this, that a cow to kill. Because he was a dude that was like selling little rocks. Sterling had robbed him. Sterling when we first come on, I'll tell you about, he robbed him and kicked him in his butt, and he felt like that was the ultimate disrespect. All right, you robbed me one thing, then you gonna put your foot off in my butt, So he caught us slipping. Because I had a habit, I had a colostomy bag, and my colostomy bag would blow up. And I had a habit of letting my bag blow up, and then you would think I got a gun on me, but I didn't ever have a gun. So I used to underestimate a lot of people. I really just thought that we were the gangsters, the killers, known as a bunch of killers all over our city. And he caught us slipping downtown at that. We was in a project that we thought that this guy named Mumsy had this project on lock. But this is a person from uptown, and he was backed up by one of his family members, and, oh, there goes Sterling. And he came in.
Okay. Was that the first time you've seen someone that close to you get killed?
Yes. Actually witness, like see it, yes. Because when Black and Mo got killed in 92, I wasn't with him.
Right.
He had just left me. But that was the first time, like, one of my best friends, somebody close to me, that I actually witnessed, yeah.
Okay, and, Skipper, and by the way, this is not UTP Skipper.
No.
It's a totally different Skipper.
Shout out to UTP
Yeah,
Skipper.
it's a totally different person. Said that he does have remorse over that situation. He does feel bad about it.
He lying. Let me tell you why. Because if he did, he wouldn't be on the internet bragging about it, talking about it. He lying.
Okay.
That boy lying.
Well, then another hot boy gets killed, Mosquito. Mm-hmm. You weren't there when that happened.
Mosquito pulled up on Willow Street on the block I live. And I saw him, I thought he had his head down. So I got mad instant because I thought he was snorting drugs or something. I was like, no, because I used to cuss a lot. He was like, no, man, come here, I was just looking for you. I said, man, what you want? She's married now. He said, my girl just got into it with some dudes on the Olive Branch in Hollygrove, the hood Lil Wayne be rapping. I used to live around the corner from that Olive Branch at this time. He said, man, I come back here to get you to come ride with me back there. So I was like, all right, it's getting late, I want to go home. And come on. We go back there. We don't see these guys. So I tell him, drop me off. He dropped me off around the corner at the house. I got in the shower, put on my pajamas. 30 minutes later, I get a phone call. Skeezy got killed in the Calio. I'm like, nah, he just dropped me off. And he had my gun. I called in the Calio, payphone. One dude pick up. I said, yo, what's up? Man, they just shot Mosquito. I said, he dead? I don't know, hold on. I said, what's up? Yeah, man, I was trying to fan him, man, to try to keep him alive, I said, he dead? I don't know. Have him the phone, right? They passing the phone. So I called my brother. We go back there. Pull up, we go through the cut. It's a driveway, like a little horseshoe shape. It's trees, it's dark, but like they got like the little light. He's laying on the ground on his back, like he was reaching for something like 20-something times.
He got hit 20 times.
Like 20.
Damn.
Yeah. I look over, I see them, the Calio boys standing over in the cut, like right over here. Mosquito baby mother, and my people, they right here, they crying and all that. So I walk up right here and I'm looking at him, gone. So I'm like, y'all just told me on his phone, y'all don't know, y'all kept and clearly he all right, y'all wanna play? All right, let's play. He had just left me.
So now 2 of your friends, 2 of the hot boys are now dead.
Right.
Then at one point, a guy named Randall Watts gets killed. Like, he was a kingpin, essentially.
He's the big dog of the Calio.
Yeah.
We used to run together.
You guys had a good relationship.
Yeah.
What was Randall Watts' connection to Master P?
That's his cousin.
That's his cousin.
And he in that movie, that Bowdy movie.
Aha.
He the one, he walked through the courtyard with the Rockwaller, then he handed it to his brother Dub, and then him and P standing up in the Calio talking. Before that scene, P had hollered at him, and because he hollered at me, and we was supposed to be on a roof with AKs and all that in the movie. But they switched. Then we had fell out, so they switched up that little scene. But Randall, he is in the movie, the Bowdy movie. Randall, the Calio was beefing with another ward. I just interviewed the dude, so he spoke on this too, beefing with the 7th Ward. So they tried to put Randall murder on me.
They thought you did it.
Right, because where he got killed at, like the police station, the subdivision right here. So it's like, come on, man. Like on a person who got hurt to come in the heart of the Calio right here, it's got to be Gangsta. But they forgot there's other little young gangsters that's lurking from all around the city and who they beefing with that's gonna pull up too. The thing that helped me was my daughter I was speaking about earlier, she was born the same night when Randall was killed. I was in Two-Row Hospital, my people go off. Called on the payphone, what's up? Man, he just shot Randall. I said, man, knock it off. Cause I'm like, nah, I ain't around and let nobody touch him. Not Randall. That crushed me too, even though I had and the war was on with his brother and friends and his little homies. Me and Randall would still talk. And I was like, wow, I slim let somebody slide up on him like that.
Well, you had talked about how Master P put 100,000 on your head.
Okay, this what happened. After Randall was killed, see, P talk about this too, it's in the Fed magazine, where he said me and him met up at a park, and he was like, I didn't know Gangsta, he didn't know me, and he might have thought I had a problem with him, blah, blah, blah. P cousin, Rashid, shout out to Rashid, he be with the Magnolia Twin, they got the little Think Twice podcast now. He used to cut my hair. So I was like, when I first heard the rumor, it was 15,000. I say, tell P if I catch him down here, we gonna hold court. I'm trying to see him. P made a song. He was like, I got family in the Magnolia, the Cali, the St. Bernard. You can't moan behind your people unless a person's talking about, oh, you gotta hit out on this, you gotta hit up. So he heard the rumor too, about the hit, right? So they're like, boy, you know P got 15 on your head, like, yeah, whatever. Boy, it went up to 30 now, boy, yeah, whatever. Boy, you got 100 on your head now, boy, what? So when these females contact me to go rob these people out in Tennessee, I thought of P. I said, oh, he trying to trick me out of town to try to whack me. Because I know he come from the project. He come from, this is his family, and the rumors pointed at me. And I really didn't do that. I was literally in the hospital. My daughter was born the same day, like right around the time he was killed.
Ultimately, nobody collected that money because you're still around.
Yes.
But did you and Master P ever have a conversation or work things out, or?
No, never. Okay. Never talked, never worked. Like I said, he just sent word through the singing, through his music, and I had spoke with his cousin one time, and he was like, "Man, P want to holler at you," but I know this drug law. He's in the Fed now, that he knew, and his drug law was connected to a lot of dirty cops. And we had certain cops that would arrest people and bring them to us, and you could whack them. So in my mind, I was like, boy, I ain't no way in the world I'm about to go pull up and talk to nobody. They got more money than me. They got all the No, it's not going to happen.
Well, and then Dooney gets killed. Mm-hmm. Were you locked up when it happened?
I had just got off the phone with him.
Wow.
Dooney come home, selling heroin. He's always, what's up, love? That was his favorite word. He called me love. He's always called everybody love. What's up, love? I say, Dooney, you tripping. What you talking about, love? I say, how are you gonna sell heroin in a courtyard where this youngster here grew up at, and you gonna tell him he can't sell drugs in the courtyard where he live at? So Dooney got out the state, opened shop, in Clara Court, and it's this youngster that live in Clara Court, grew up right here in this courtyard, grew up right here, and it's a bunch of junkies and people coming through buying drugs, and you gonna tell this man he can't hustle? Where he live at, you got drugs. They try to kill him, they shot the guy up. Well, this other little youngster wasn't going for that, so I called her one day, I said, Dooney, all right, you need to stop hanging that project. That's how the DBs come about.
The Dooney Boys.
Yeah, the Dooney Boys.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of little youngsters, 13 years old, 12, 13, 14, 15. They ain't had nothing in the project. Dooney's got them all together. Come on. And he sent me a picture with all them little boys, and then I could see their shirt and stuff sticking out. And I said, Dooney, I said, bro, they're gonna give you a CCE. I said, you go get a CCE. I said, you gotta keep them, you got all them little youngsters around you, hustle. Man, I ain't tripping, love, I got this love, all right. And Dooney, my homie Rail, the Fed and all them wound up going to jail. Fed died in Feds not too long ago, but his co-defendant WAP still living. They all wound up got the CCE, got the charge, but Dooney was killed in the midst of the investigation. Anyway, so the little boy come in the courtyard, and Dooney got a bottle in his hand. I guess he was drinking soda or something. So the dude down like in the courtyard, in the middle of the courtyard, and Dooney like, the boy kind of like running back, but he got a little 38 in his hand. So this female, she's like the mother of all the gangsters. I had spoken with her the other day. I want to interview her bad, but she's not ready yet. She saw fussing and telling Dooney about how you gonna bring a bottle to a gunfight. Doing exact words, that little boy scared of me. The very next day, I'm telling Dooney, man, listen, bro, be cool, bro. Drop the dope ball and try to get out the project today. Boy, they say, you know how you had it? I was like, yeah. They say I got it twice that. Boy, I was like, yeah. He was all excited. You know, he come home, he running, he doing his thing. I just hung up the phone. That little boy come back around 1 o'clock in the afternoon and shot down the courtyard and hit Dooney in the side. Killer Stone had come. Dooney was upstairs, went up the stairs. They prayed, and when he went on his way to the hospital, he died of eternal bleeding of one shot to the side.
Did the boy that shot him, was he arrested?
No, he's still living to this day.
Okay.
You remember the lady I told you who stopped me from shooting a guy in 91?
Yeah.
I called home. Some of the DB was at her house. So I said, what's up? She said, they're waiting to hear from you what you want them to do. I said, what I want them to do? Tell them I say stand down. Because first of all, I'm already in the Fed doing a life sentence and 20 years for solicitation, commit murder. Telling my court we're going to kill him. We'll make it think I'm be on the phone to go kill him. Y'all know what to do. Kill, go retaliate. You know what I'm saying? But I said, no, don't worry about it. Tell him stand down. But yeah, the little young, he's still living. He had moved out the project, but he's still out and about.
Well, one of my YouTube members, Handbill07, he brought up some interesting questions. He asked about the fifth member of the Hot Boys, Lil Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an actual fifth member?
Yes, my little nephew. He was supposed to be the fourth member, but he was too violent, too wild. So they didn't want him in the group.
He got killed?
Yes. His best friend killed him. His best friend killed him and went to the funeral, crying and cutting up. And it was his best friend who he used to ride around with and do all kind of. He was Hot Boy Derek was one of the first ones in the city that had a little backpack with the money and all that in the city. But yeah, his best friend killed him.
Wow. Well, Handbill also asked about Richard Pena. And he asked how one Latino controlled all the projects and the police in New Orleans. Is that accurate?
See, and I'm happy to say that because I had spoke on that. That's when I remember I said it was this big drug dealer. He's in the Fed and he had police and P was tied to him.
Aha. That's Richard Pena?
Yes.
Aha.
A legend, a real kingpin. But he didn't have our project. That's not correct. But he had some projects and he was smart. This is what he would do. He would front drugs to different people. And if you acted all goofy and stuff, what he would do is have a party or something. He gonna have somebody break in your house and he gonna be in the front of your drawer. He gonna steal that bag. And now, and he not gonna kill you nothing. You gonna be scared, man? Don't worry. Listen, I'm gonna front you some more. He go, just be cool. He gonna front you. He gonna keep you in that if you know you're goofy. But I spoke with him on the phone before what a situation that he wrote me a letter when I was in the Feds, and he was like, hey man, I'm reaching out to everybody whose name in my case who could have hurt me but didn't. And he said, I respect you, one of the ones you could have told on me, you didn't. He pled guilty to 8, this in his letter, he said, bro, I pled guilty to 8 murders. He said the government said if I beat them, they got 23 more waiting on me.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the one that pulled up on Master P trying to invest in No Limit, try to give P $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, he the one that there was this old head come from Angola, had the little game room and gave him some drugs, but old head the little Lexus, the police pulled him over and they killed him and dropped his body in Mississippi. And when they all got busted, the police cooperated and they found the handcuffs, the bones and all that still on the handcuffs, with the police initials still on the handcuffs. His brother, Aguado, I was locked up with him too, and his cousin who was the first one, Johnny, he the one to cut people up, use the knife. They're really from across the river though.
Well, the last thing that Handbill07 mentioned was Eric Maurice, who you know, I guess had a situation where he dressed up like a clown.
And came back and looked, yeah.
and I guess he killed the guy who killed his father. Mm-hmm. Is Eric Maurice still around?
No, he did. That's the one who I took the hit for when I was a youngster. Remember I say Black and More Eric Maurice, and I say in 91 he gave me the Mac 11, I shot the guy. That's what I was talking about, Eric Maurice.
So he dressed up like a clown.
In a project.
And killed the dude that
killed his father. Then he he did that, went home, took that off, and came back around to make sure the guy was dead. Magnolia Slim, Soulja Slim, rap about that in his song, talks about that.
About the clown incident.
Yeah, he said Eric Maurice dressed up like a clown, killed da-da-da-da, came back and looked at his work. He rap about that in his
Eric
song.
Maurice alive when that song came out?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because Eric Maurice was killed in 93. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't around. No. Well, I guess there was another situation where Eric Maurice took a taxi cab to a hit that he was doing and then came back on a taxi as well.
I don't know about that one. I just know the one with him and Black and Mo, because when I come home, I wanted to be Black and Mo right-hand man, but Eric Maurice, their cousin, so he was his right-hand man. And when they got into it, that's when I slid in that spot. But Eric Maurice was a dangerous one. And he got killed behind some bull crap. Playing games with somebody's money.
Well, you interviewed Marlo Mike in prison. Now, I didn't get to watch the interview.
I got a small channel, I understand. Go ahead.
No. Well, the sound quality, it was kind of hard to hear some of the stuff that Mike was saying. What exactly did Mike talk about in the interview?
I just was asking him how he was holding up in jail. I wanted to show a side that he's more mature now, because he went when he was young. I didn't want to get into nothing about his case, nothing about no street stuff, nothing about Boosie, none of that, because there's this one guy, he have a big channel, and he interviewed everybody. He won't interview me because his first thing he said was, well, man, he already gave the story to Vlad, so I can't interview, I can't do. Bro, there's always all kind of reactions, all kind of stuff. You just hating. Vlad saw something. Vlad knew Vlad a hustler. Vlad get money. So the guy won't interview me. So I thought about that. And I was like, I don't want to ruin it for him to do an interview on a big channel to get him some money because he's incarcerated. So I was like, I'm going to go this route. And I know a lot of people going to click on this because they're going to think he's talking about killing and Boosie and all that. But I went a different route because I wanted to show his mature side.
Yeah, I mean, Marlo Mike has, multiple life sentences or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sad situation, man.
And the crazy part about this, I have one of my homeboys just got out Angola for murder when he was a juvenile. He's out on life parole though. He was like, man, he was a little upset about it, but I said, bro, you free. Think about it, you don't have to, he's a boxer, call him champ. He said, man, you're right, because there's a lot of stuff I had to take to the chin. The little boys come in, they respect, I had to, because I wanted to make the board. My other homeboy, Juvenile, where he called him foolish too, but he still go by Juvenile. He like 50 years old, talking about Juvenile. He out on parole, he got like about 90-year parole. So they start letting these youngsters out, right? But a lot of them, they want to get out bad, but now they out, and they complain. Bro, you're free. So they won't give Marlo Mike parole because they just saying this was a different kind of beast. And I'm like, that ain't fair because he still was a juvenile. And y'all giving all these other people, but what I like that he know, like, okay, I know I got to put some time, man. I think he been out like 14 years. So, you when you got that 20-year in, they know you've been out, but for the most part, he keeping out, staying out the bull crap, keeping all the bull crap down. So, he doing good, man. And like I say, I just wanted to show a different side because I know people are going to be looking for the hood street stuff.
Well, I remember whenever Charleston White, whenever he gets upset at Boosie, he always brings up Marlo Mike. And at one point, me and Charleston White kind of went at it over the whole Aiden Ross situation.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you actually commented on it.
Yeah, I said, it's a good matchup. Boosie and Vlad and Aiden and Charleston. I said, okay, let's get it, y'all.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, good for the entertainment.
Everyone took their little shots. Everyone talked their shit. Boosie's my man. So
right.
I'm gonna jump in. If I feel that someone's trying to do him dirty, like, which is what I think Aiden Ross did. And then, you know, Charleston White, of course, chimes in, and then Aiden chops in. I think Aiden said I was 60, and I called Aiden a junkie, and, you know, kind of went back and forth a little bit.
And it was like I said, I like the mess because
It's
it was
just
like,
internet, man.
It was like two
no
big
one's gonna
giants.
do nothing to nobody.
Right. Y'all was just going in on the internet. I was like, that is cool. I like
think
this.
Charleston said he wants to box me. I'm not going to
Yeah,
box
Charleston wanted to fight. You had Boosie. Charleston always want to fight. Yeah.
Charleston going to be Charleston, man. He has his lane. I don't agree with what he does. You know, but it is what it is. I don't wish any harm on Charleston. I hope he does well in life. And, you know, just what the things that he says about rapes and, you know, stuff like that, I'm not cool with that. If that's the stance you want to take and that's the type of things you want to say, you know, and Charleston's stance is always like, well, it's just words. You know, ever since I got out of prison, I haven't done anything to nobody. But the reality is that most people die over words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So you can't just say it's just words because people die. Most people die over words. Yeah, actions, you know, play a role as well. But usually just a bunch of people talking before someone gets popped. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you want to just say it's just words and feel that there's no harm in it, that's not really true.
So you feel like Charleston owe you an apology?
I don't think Charleston owes me anything.
Would you like an apology?
I don't really care. Because I don't take these things seriously. You know, saying he gonna rape, you know, Math Hoffa's daughter and stuff like that. That's a very hurtful thing, and Math Hoffa will deal with that. How are you gonna deal with it? You know what I'm saying? If he feels that there's a retaliation, you know, in response to that, then that's his choice. But me personally, I personally don't care because I've interviewed Charleston before, and I know that what he does is based on extreme shock value. But to me, I have certain limits to what I say about people. No matter how mad I get at somebody, I wouldn't drag their kids, their woman, you know, their dead relatives or their dead friends into the situation because I feel that that's not who I am. So I don't put myself out of character just because someone else does. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't care if he apologizes or not. It doesn't matter.
So your situation with Aiden, you cool with him now?
Oh, I don't know. We've never spoken. And, you know, if he wants to put me on a stream and have a conversation about it publicly or even privately, I'm open to that. And that's that. Well, did Big Meech say that BMF would have been bigger than Cash Money?
Yeah, I got on him about that.
When did he say that?
I don't know. I just heard the clip and I had to shout out to Big Meech. I got a lot of love for Big Meech. Man, Big Meech got a chance to hang out on the compound, but slow down, big dog. Slow down.
Yeah. Listen, I've told the story lots of times. I hung out with BMF in 2004, like at their height. It was very clear that this was all drug money. And there really was not any musical talent there like that. Blue Da Vinci was trying, you know, to become a rapper. And I know that you know, Big Meech loved him and he was putting a lot of money into him and stuff like that. But BMF didn't really have anyone outside of Jeezy, and Jeezy had kind of distanced himself very early on. I think after Wolf got killed, Jeezy really stopped associating himself with BMF and was focusing on Def Jam and Jay-Z and everything else like that. So you can't be bigger than Cash Money if you don't have the talent of a Cash Money.
That's all I was saying. I was telling people that. Like, bro, yeah, you got money, you got a big name, you doing your thing.
You have money. That's really what BMF had. They had a lot of money. But you also have to have an ear for talent. You could say what you want about Birdman and Slim, but they have consistently put out superstars that nobody has ever heard of, you know, until they put their stamp on it.
Vlad, did you realize that Birdman and Slim had 3 different runs?
Yeah, I do realize that.
I'm like, bro, like, these guys had the Hot Boy, Juno, then they had Wayne, then they had Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Wayne. I was like, yo, you had...
They still have Blueface is still, you know, a viable artist.
Man, come on, man, slow down, man. Blueface, we done let...
Blueface has some hits under his belt.
I'm listening. Give me one.
Tatiana.
Never heard of it.
Moonwalking in Calabasas with DDG. He's got some big songs.
Yeah, and out here in Cali, but this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is this here.
Okay.
Nobody checking for Blueface.
Let me show you something. Blueface on Spotify. Moonwalking in Calabasas has 337 million views. Tatiana has 374 million views. Outside has 111 million views. If you add them up, he's got over 1 billion views. He's got 3.8 million monthly listeners on Spotify. This is not...
And we both know that all them views, they might give you about $20,000, $30,000 because Snoop Dogg already exposed that.
Listen,
but
he's got big songs that people mess with. Shout out to Whack 100.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I forgot you in Whack Cool.
Well, that's his artist.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you say that.
Listen, he's a viable artist now. Unfortunately, or fortunately for his, depending on how you look at it, him and Chris Sean and that whole thing has really eclipsed
I'm
his
happy you
musical
just
career.
said that. Let's get to that.
She just got arrested today, by the way.
For what?
Well, she was a fugitive already. She had a fugitive warrant out for her arrest, and she said publicly she's not going to turn herself in because she has a baby, whatever. So she decides to show up to one of Blueface's hearings today, and she got arrested in the courtroom.
Is she in California?
Yeah.
I gotta go bone her out.
Is it California or Vegas? I'm not sure.
That's fine. I'm going to bone her out.
You gonna bail her out?
Yeah.
Okay.
This all I'm just saying is this, though. Nobody not checking for no Blueface. Let's just keep it real, Vlad. Ain't nobody checking for no. Now maybe on the West Coast that might be different, but ain't nobody checking for no Blueface. When the last time that hit? When the last time you had that hit? What year?
Last few years. Well, like I said, the Chris Sean thing has eclipsed his musical career. He probably makes more money off that. So I think he doesn't really do music the way he used to. But once again, this is Birdman co-signing something, helping to put it out, and it's reacted. And when there's been a lot of very important hip hop CEOs over the years, but if you look, most of them made the majority of their money off of things other than music, except for Birdman. Yeah, Birdman had his sneaker and had some liquor, I'm sure.
What sneaker you talking about?
The lugs?
You wore them lugs?
No. But that wasn't even his. I mean, that was just a model on,
Stun up.
for a brand. Right? What I'm saying is, you look at Diddy, he made most of his money through Ciroc. You look at Dr. Dre, he made most of his money off Beats by Dre when they sold it to Apple. Like, Birdman made damn near all his money off music consistently, and most times it was with artists that were brand new artists that he developed and he pushed, and they became superstars. The biggest stars, really. Wayne, Drake, Nicki. These are all monsters in music to this day that could fill out they don't do clubs, they do arenas, coliseums, and sell them out. Mm-hmm. And you could say, oh, they would have been stars with or without Baby. Nah, music doesn't work that way.
Right.
If Birdman didn't put Lil Wayne under his arm and developed him into the artist that he became, Wayne could be working at Walmart right now in New Orleans.
Or Popeyes.
Or Popeyes. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no guarantee that musical thing would have came out of them. Because, I mean, even then, I remember when we were first listening to Cash Money, this Lil Wayne dude was just a little kid. You know what I mean? Who would do an occasional hook and stuff like that. I didn't see the genius in Lil Wayne back then. But Birdman did.
Facts, yeah.
I didn't see it. This was, it's a little kid in the group. Okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. Everyone was checking for Juvenile. Then everyone was checking for BG.
Right. Bling, bling.
Yeah. But then
Wayne
became the biggest one out of that whole thing. Like, if you would have told me that little kid is going to be bigger than Juvenile back in 98, I'd be like, nah, fuck out of here.
But let me say this now, Vlad. Slim called me in 97. And he let me hear the whole block catch a fire. I said, that little boy gonna be the next one. Okay, I call that money though. I did say that. But Juvie BZO was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because he was hood and street. Juvie just had the talent for as a crossover, make good song, because BZ was straight gutter and gangster with it. I always liked Wayne, because when I went to the studio one time, I said, bro, where you get that from? He was, I'm just talented. I'm just gifted. So So I always saw that in him. But BG was always my favorite. And every time I think about that, I just be mad that me and BG clash. I just wish that we can, out of everybody, if I had to pick somebody to get back cool and back, I would go with BG.
Well, it seems like the Hot Boys are officially reuniting.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to perform at the Essence Festival?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This will be the first time
Right.
all 4 members will be on stage together.
No, Vlad, I don't know about no all 4 on the stage. No, slow down.
No?
No.
That's not happening.
No.
Why?
Because Birdman still holding on to Turk interview with Drink Champ. He's still ticked off about that. BG is ducking him, and I think BG's mad with him because when Turk got on that interview with Wack and called BG a rat or agreed that he was a rat, they holding on to that stuff. They hovering that. And they don't want, and I believe Juvenile gonna be on this Magnolia stuff. Juvenile gonna let him perform with him. If he do get to perform. But Birdman and BG, they don't want him performing.
They don't want who performing?
They don't want Turk to perform with them. They don't want Turk a part of the group.
Yeah, man, Turk. I don't rock with Turk anymore. And, we talked about it last time. He recorded my phone call and put it out.
You ain't gonna forget Turk? If he call you,
I guess it's not that serious.
If he call you and says, Vlad, look, my bad, I just wanted to have a receipt, would you forgive him?
If he publicly apologized for doing that, then yes, I would forgive him.
And then,
but I remember, let me just say this, that after you and I did our last interview, he did an interview on Be High, and he tried to somehow justify what he did and kind of make excuses and try to say that he did the right thing by recording my phone call and putting it out. And I felt like you got to take responsibility for when you make mistakes. Like when I make mistakes publicly, I try to publicly apologize for them. And publicly and not say, well, I did it because. An apology is just an apology. When you say, I'm sorry, but, that's not really an apology. That's an excuse. And yeah, I mean, listen, it's not like I said anything crazy on that phone call.
But if he publicly apologized to you, are you going to start back doing business with him?
I don't know.
But it's a possibility. Turkey better apologize.
I don't know.
Some more money, boy.
I don't know. You have to keep in mind, just in general, when you mess up with somebody about where exactly you are in the grand scheme of things.
So the trust level is not there no more.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, just on a business level, it's like, all right, who has the most to gain by making things right? You know what I'm saying? And by you fixing it with a person, can both of y'all benefit together, or are you the only person who benefits with the apology? You know what I'm saying? The best apologies are like, something, we're both going to benefit, and we'll both, you know what I'm saying? Everyone will gain by this apology as opposed to just one person. So I don't know. You're the first person that's actually asked me that, so I'm kind of still processing it in my head. But I don't have any hatred towards Turk. In fact, I felt a little hurt because I felt that I've gone out of my way to push him and, put him on the platform and even put some money in his pocket at one point. I put money in his pocket after he did that to me, not knowing that he did that to me. So I feel a little stupid.
So you want that money back?
No.
All right.
I ain't tripping off that. I'm not petty like that.
All right, let the homie make it.
Yeah, because it wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't like, I felt, and I made the money back to the interview. I'm not tripping off that. I'm not the type of person like at this point in my life, if I lent you $1,000, I'm not going to ask you back for that $1,000. Now, if you come back and ask me for more money before you give it back to me, then I'm going to say no. But I'm not going to, if I give you $1,000, I assume that it's gone, and that's cool. So I'm not on that. I need to get every penny back. Like, nah, I'm not on that, man. Money is meant to be moved around. When you look at the most successful people, they've realized that money has to be fluid. If you try to sit there and just hold on to it and try to count every penny for yourself, you're just going to end up getting less money over time. So, you know what I mean? I move money around. I put money in people's pockets.
Okay.
I've helped people out.
All right.
And hopefully it comes back to me in some other ways. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I personally hope the Hot Boys reunite.
I want to see them. Like I say, they just got to get past. And I'm looking at if Birdman could forgive Wayne, Juvenile, BG, you can forgive Turk.
There you have it. There you have it. Terrance Gangsta Wlliams, man. Always a pleasure when you come in. Wish you all the best.
Wow.
Shout out to your YouTube channel.
It's Gangsta, the original Hot Boy. Make sure y'all check it out. Thank y'all for all love support. Shout out to VladTV, because they showing me love. Ain't too many people come on this channel. Wow.
Peace.